away from it. But you'll knock TV, all them old videos you got of the Philly battle rappers and all them rap cats, start posting that shit on your channel. All the tapes you got from the old UPK camps from the early 2000s and the early 2010s, start making mixes and posting them on Knock TV and put it out there for the people so that Knock TV will be the home of history for Philly hip hop, Israelite, Hebrew Israelite culture, One West everything. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why the Lord, when Commander GEN.YAHANNA held on to the truth, Philly is where it was rebuilt. It started in Harlem, and they tried to kill it, but Commander GEN.YAHANNA kept it alive in Philadelphia. And those classes that you had and Baltimore, and them tapes and them classes you have, is for the history of all the brothers who come in. Brother, the Lord has chosen you to be a historian and an archiver in the nation of Israel. So don't shy away from it. But you'll knock TV, all them old videos you got of the Philly battle rappers and all them rap cats, start posting that shit on your channel. All the tapes you got from the old UPK camps from the early 2000s and the early 2010s, start making mixes and posting them on Knock TV and put it out there for the people so that Knock TV will be the home of history for Philly hip hop, Israelite, Hebrew Israelite culture, One West everything. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why the Lord, when Commander GEN.YAHANNA held on to the truth, Philly is where it was rebuilt. It started in Harlem, and they tried to kill it, but Commander GEN.YAHANNA kept it alive in Philadelphia. And those classes that you had and Baltimore, and them tapes and them classes you have, is for the history of all the brothers who come in. Brother, the Lord has chosen you to be a historian and an archiver in the nation of Israel. So don't shy away from it. But you'll knock TV, all them old videos you got of the Philly battle rappers and all them rap cats, start posting that shit on your channel. All the tapes you got from the old UPK camps from the early 2000s and the early 2010s, start making mixes and posting them on Knock TV and put it out there for the people so that Knock TV will be the home of history for Philly hip hop, Israelite, Hebrew Israelite culture, One West everything. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why the Lord, when Commander GEN.YAHANNA held on to the truth, Philly is where it was rebuilt. It started in Harlem, and they tried to kill it, but Commander GEN.YAHANNA kept it alive in Philadelphia. And those classes that you had and Baltimore, and them tapes and them classes you have, is for the history of all the brothers who come in. Brother, the Lord has chosen you to be a historian and an archiver in the nation of Israel. So don't shy away from it. But you'll knock TV, all them old videos you got of the Philly battle rappers and all them rap cats, start posting that shit on your channel. All the tapes you got from the old UPK camps from the early 2000s and the early 2010s, start making mixes and posting them on Knock TV and put it out there for the people so that Knock TV will be the home of history for Philly hip hop, Israelite, Hebrew Israelite culture, One West everything. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why the Lord, when Commander GEN.YAHANNA held on to the truth, Philly is where it was rebuilt. It started in Harlem, and they tried to kill it, but Commander GEN.YAHANNA kept it alive in Philadelphia. And those classes that you had and Baltimore, and them tapes and them classes you have, is for the history of all the brothers who come in. Brother,
so what I look like giving up.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
And tomorrow might be the day I win.
Not saying I'm the best at what I do. I'm just saying that it's me versus whoever wanna lose. Pick me.
So what I look like giving up.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
And tomorrow might be the day I win.
Not saying I'm the best at what I do. I'm just saying that it's me versus whoever wanna lose. Pick me.
So what I look like giving up.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
And tomorrow might be the day I win.
Not saying I'm the best at what I do. I'm just saying that it's me versus whoever wanna lose. Pick me.
So what I look like giving up.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
And tomorrow might be the day I win.
Not saying I'm the best best at what I do. I'm just saying that it's me versus whoever wanna lose. Pick
Say what I look like giving up.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
And tomorrow might be the day I win.
Not saying I'm the best at what I do. I'm just saying that it's me versus whoever wanna lose. Pick
Say what I
Shalom, Chris.
Hey, Shalom Christ, what's going on? We here at the hotel takeover for the Lord's 55th annual Passover. You understand? We out here lounging out here, just showing you the possibility of what we have to offer in Durham, North Carolina for this Passover. Right now, we at a full-fledged bar, you know what I mean? In the midst of this wonderful, great lounge area, you know what I mean? Where the generals could be out here really taking in all the festivities that's going on. Also, look up here. We had the ballrooms and the mall area. You understand? 3 levels of the site. You know what I mean? We also have a den area over here. We can watch the game and watch Tyson Fury get knocked the F out by Wilder. If part four. And I'm gonna mess with you. He going against some cat named Francis, some Cameroonian Hamite. So we ain't got no dog in the race. Yeah. We also have a nice restaurant over here called, what is it? The Gusto. Mucho Gusto. You know what I mean? And much, much more. We also have a fabulous courtyard. Yeah. Pool area. Why don't you show that too, man? Anybody want to get that dip on? We got to go over there and look to the other side. Yeah. My man Thabawan got some.
Hey, shalom, Lord of Christ. Hey, man, you see the vibes, you see what's going on, man. You know, this year, it's all about family. It's all about family. I mean, we've always been about family in I.S.U.P.K, but we wanted to make sure to, you know what I'm saying, some of the things we went through over the past couple of years, we want to just tighten it up and get it even better, man. We want all of our brothers and sisters under one roof. All of our brothers and sisters within earshot of each other, man. Could you imagine that? It's almost like a piece of the kingdom where it's our world. It's our, you know what I'm saying? It's our, something belongs to us. You know what I mean? Let me show you something real quick if you could. Follow me, bro. Let me show you this. See, again, that's my other one we said, man. Excellent little restaurant over here, man. Beautiful scenery. Look at this. See this? Lounge area. Like the brother said, you can watch the game. This is what I really like. Come on, man. You trying to take it? Everybody arguing about whether you're gonna go to the Cheesecake Factory. Whether you're gonna go to the Cheesecake Factory. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying, the woman, she want to go to Mr. Child's, even though you can't afford it, but you don't got to worry about that. Why? Because guess what? You about to go right here. You know what I'm saying? One West Bistro. That's where you're gonna go. You're gonna go right here, man. Set up a table, man. You and your ribs sit down, man. Have a nice little candle lit joint. You know what I mean? Right. And that's what it's all about. It's all about family. It's all about coming together, man. So we want to see everybody that can make it come to the 55th annual Passover, man. Remember, pay them Passover fees. Make sure you get your hotels locked in. Get your rooms locked in and all of that. That's what it's all about, man. So hope to see you again. Officer Thabawan signing out. I.S.U.P.K 55th annual. Shalom. Shalom, Chris.
Hey, Shalom Christ, what's going on? We here at the hotel takeover for the Lord's 55th annual Passover. You understand? We out here lounging out here, just showing you the possibility of what we have to offer in Durham, North Carolina for this Passover. Right now, we at a full-fledged bar, you know what I mean? In the midst of this wonderful, great lounge area, you know what I mean? Where the generals could be out here really taking in all the festivities that's going on. Also, look up here. We had the ballrooms and the mall area. You understand? 3 levels of the site. You know what I mean? We also have a den area over here. We can watch the game and watch Tyson Fury get knocked the F out by Wilder. Part 4, and I'm gonna mess with you. He going against some cat named Francis, some Cameroonian Hamite. So we ain't got no dog in the race.
Yeah.
We also have a nice restaurant over here called, what is it? The Gusto. Mucho Gusto. You know what I mean? And much, much more. We also have a fabulous courtyard.
Yeah.
Pool area. Why don't you show that too, man? Anybody want to get that dip on? You got to go over there and look to the other side. Yeah. My man Thabawan got some.
Hey, shalom, Lord of Christ. Hey, man, you see the vibes, you see what's going on, man. You know, this year, it's all about family. It's all about family. I mean, we've always been about family in I.S.U.P.K, but we wanted to make sure to, you know what I'm saying, some of the things we went through over the past couple of years, we want to just tighten it up and get it even better, man. We want all of our brothers and sisters under one roof. All of our brothers and sisters within earshot of each other, man. Can you imagine that? It's almost like a piece of the kingdom, where it's our world, it's our, you know what I'm saying? It's our, something belongs to us. You know what I mean? Let me show you something real quick if you could. Follow me, bro. Let me show you this. See again, that's my other one we said, man. Excellent little restaurant over here, man. Beautiful scenery. Look at this. See this? Lounge area. Like the brother said, you can watch the game. This is what I really like. Come on, man. You trying to take everybody arguing about whether you're gonna go to the Cheesecake Factory. Whether you're gonna go to the Cheesecake Factory, you know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying, the woman, she wanna go to Mr. Child's, even though you can't afford it, but you don't gotta worry about that. Why? Because guess what? You about to go right here. You know what I'm saying? One West Bistro. That's where you're gonna go. You're gonna go right here, man. Set up a table, man. You and your ribs sit down, man. Have a nice little candle-lit joint. You know what I mean? Right. And that's what it's all about. It's all about family. It's all about coming together, man. So we want to see everybody that can make it come to the 55th annual Passover, man. Remember, pay them Passover fees. Make sure you get your hotels locked in. Get your rooms locked in and all of that. That's what it's all about, man. So hope to see you again. Officer Thabawan signing out. I.S.U.P.K 55th annual. Shalom.
Officer Director of the Israelite School of UPK. Here in Nashville, Tennessee, I'm in charge of the food program under Commander GEN.YAHANNA. So if you could, call the number at the bottom of your screen. Call the number to donate your canned goods, your bread, your milk, your juice, your water, your non-perishable food items. Because when you donate to Second Harvest Food Bank or you donate to a church, our people has to go to that church or to that facility to get their food. Us in the UPK, we bring the food to our people. So whether you live in Chattanooga, we bring the food to you. If you're in Nashville, we bring food to you. Memphis, Jackson, Clarksville, any surrounding cities around Nashville, wherever our people are at, that's where the food program goes to. So if you are a person who care about your people and want to donate or have food to donate, call that number if you're serious about helping your people.
Never lose, my team never lose. Never lose, my team never lose. And all we do is win. 50 on the scale from 1 to 10.
You kind of in charge, sort of?
Yeah, I'm the same one from last time.
All right, shalom. This is Priest Officer Director of the Israelite School of UPK. Here in Nashville, Tennessee, I'm in charge of the food program under Commander GEN.YAHANNA. So if you could, call the number at the bottom of your screen. Call the number to donate your canned goods, your bread, your milk, your juice, your water, your non-perishable food items. Because when you donate to Second Harvest Food Bank or you donate to a church, our people has to go to that church or to that facility to get their food. Us in the UPK, we bring the food to our people. So whether you live in Chattanooga, we bring the food to you. If you're in Nashville, we bring food to you. Memphis, Jackson, Clarksville, any surrounding cities around Nashville, wherever our people are at, that's where the food program goes to. So if you are a person who care about your people and want to donate or have food to donate, call that number if you're serious about helping your people.
Never lose, my team never lose. Never lose, my team never lose. And all we do is win.
I'm not letting nobody sell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. And it's worth something.
This is
Black Watch with Commanding General Yahanna, the only man to lead blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
God made man on this earth. The white man he make man. God made man. God want man to obey him.
Bringing you real news.
You don't need a black man in the White House. You need a black man in every black house.
For many years, there's a lot of black people who didn't realize how deep the racism of white America was.
You ain't gonna do nothing unless you decide where you gonna stand at with the Most High.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Righteous solutions to issues plaguing our nation.
Boy, you better wake up and see the power that is within blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians.
Join us every Monday from 9 to 11 p.m. Black Watch. Let the show begin.
But you do understand, technically you're breaking the law, and somebody else considers language.
God damn is not a bad word.
You sure I don't see us up? Let me know if we're up, everyone. Clap it up one more time. All right, we're going to get it on in here tonight, man. We're going to hold it down. Commanding General Yahanna will be here very, very shortly. But now we're here with Officer Marah. Give him a hand. Officer Mathumya, the young brother and the sisters. We all in here together, getting it on in here tonight, man. And we're going to tell the truth about things that otherwise you would only hear the lies about. That's what it's like being in the truth, man. You're in the truth and you finally get to hear the truth. You finally get to be able to filter out all the lies in your life, all the lies told to you by family members who loved you, but didn't know the truth to pass it down to you. So all they did was give you a lie. But finally tonight, the Most High God, through his mercy, has put men in our lives, man, that can tell us the truth. And because of that, we will be set free. We're going to go into it tonight. Officer Mathumya is here. He's going to begin with the stories. Which one do you want to start with first, Warrior? No problem.
Katt Williams revives beast.
Swap.
Oh, come.
They're working it out. Give him 1 second.
Okay,
Okay, come.
Can everyone hear him? Make sure they can hear him. If you can't hear us, tell us, all right? Just say you can't hear us or no sound or whatever the hell you want to do. But just let us know. Go ahead, Mathumya.
Come. Katt Williams revives beef with Cedric the Entertainer over alleged stolen joke.
Oh, listen, Katt Williams was all over the internet. He was constantly on my phone this week. Katt Williams went out this week and he told everyone about all of his comedy enemies and how they steal jokes and mainly how they wear dresses. That was the big thing that resonated with a lot of brothers who have been against that for so long, who have been demeaned by the feminization and the emasculation of black men for so long. And you were forced to feel like it was normal. So I know so many of you were heartened and, you really loved to hear Katt Williams confirm that Hollywood and the music industry effeminates black men. And that's absolutely true. Now, of course, Katt Williams is not a prophet of God. So you don't have to watch him and believe that everything he says is the gospel because, of course, it's not. He's a comedian. But absolutely the core of what he was saying is true. This Thursday, I'll do a class in Harlem breaking down the entire Katt Williams situation and the thing that you can pick out of it that is true, that is absolutely true. But it was all over the internet. It was entertainment. Many people found it to be very entertaining, and that's fine. All right, next.
Black voters in Chicago vowed to flip city red over migrant crime crisis. Time for us to make a change.
Now, of course, there are migrants coming into Chicago, right? How many migrants are coming into Chicago? Are they giving you that in the story? Just read the story. That might help you out. No problem.
The Democratic Party has always neglected to pay attention to the black Black community.
Mm-hmm.
Truce Told host Todd Piro on Monday. That is traditional, and because we have been so committed to supporting that party, they feel that they can continue to disrespect us,
Mm-hmm.
to marginalize us,
Mm-hmm.
to not hear our voices.
Mm-hmm.
Chicago has historically battled a crime crisis and more recently a migrant crisis as border town bus and fly illegal immigrants to sanctuary sites around the nation, the Windy City included.
Let me ask you a question, Marah. You got to look this up for me out. Tell me the distance it would take to get from Chicago to California. All right. And then you hold that. And then after that, I want you to look up this. Give me the distance it would take to get from France and tell me where you would get in the same amount of time. So let's say it takes 2 days to get from Chicago to California. Then I want you to start at France and tell me in 2 days, where would you end up? If you traveled 2 days time straight or east from France, where would you end up? All right. Go ahead and read. Keep reading, brother. So now, if I need to, I'll sum it up for you. I'm sorry. No, driving. Driving. All right. So there's an immigrant crisis in Chicago because there's so many immigrants coming to America. America's being flooded with immigrants, Mexicans everywhere. So because of that, the people who generally get destroyed and lied to by the Democrats in Chicago now have decided to be destroyed and lied to by the Republicans. This is yet another stupid decision by people that do anything that charismatic people tell them to do. So now someone else told you to be a Democrat, and Chicago has been a hellhole for years. For 50 years, you follow the Democrats. Now you believe that following Donald Trump and following the Ku Klux Klan will somehow give you a better day in Chicago? You believe that the Republicans are the answer to your problems in Chicago. You do realize that all the white supremacists are Republicans. Donald Trump is a Republican. The skinheads are Republicans. The people that believe that we learned from slavery and that slavery was a good thing are Republicans. You do also know that back when you were a Democrat, the Democrats were the Southern Dixie Democrats, and the Ku Klux Klan were Democrats back in the 20s and in the 30s. Why do you always jump from slave master to slave master? Is there no one in Chicago that can run the lives of black people better than white people? Are white people the only ones we can turn to? So the Democrats have failed you in Chicago. Now you turn to the Republicans. You think the Republicans will do a better job. Let me give you a prophecy that a child could make. The Republicans will be exactly as terrible as the Democrats. There will be no change. Your life will get worse. Let me hip you to something else. There is no immigrant crisis in America. Do you understand how large America is? You don't even know it. Why? Because there's some oppressor that's saying, you're being flooded with Mexicans. Mexicans are cramming you in these cities. Well, why is life hell in Chicago now? You don't live next door to a Mexican. You live next door to other black people. So why is it hell now? Why is it terrible now? People tell you that they'll make life better for you. And because you only can envision a white man's help, you believe whatever white man is lying to you today. The Democrats lied to you last year, you believe them. The Republicans lied to you this year, you believe them. What's the difference? The only difference is that they're both white and they're not black, and that's all you're looking for. You're looking for someone to save you who looks like your Jesus, who looks like your God. Let me explain the immigrant crisis to you for a second. Marah, what's the distance between California and to New York?
Con, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So the difference, you said California to Chicago.
Whatever.
Con is 2,000 miles. Is 29 hours.
29 hours, 2,000 miles. Now, if I was in France and I traveled the same distance, where would I end up? Oh, bro, that's simple as you can be. You could probably ask Alexa that. If I was to travel east for 29 hours from Lyon, France, where would I end up? In 29 hours. Give Morale a second to look it up. And then that will show you, hopefully, make you understand the scope of how large America is. America is not like immigrants coming into England or coming into France or coming into Germany. When you're in Germany, my God, if you see a few brown people in Germany, you feel crowded. You got Mexicans coming into America. This country is empty. There is no one in this country. You need more help? Look up the abandoned skyscrapers in Detroit. Detroit has goats eating grass in Detroit because there's no people. So people just bring their goats into parks, their goats into downtown Chicago and Detroit because there's no people in Detroit. None. Skyscrapers abandoned in Detroit. I went down to Detroit to see Command and GEN.YAHANNA school in Detroit. I had never seen this before. A giant skyscraper downtown that said for sale on it, like a house. And I stopped. I said, for sale on the skyscraper? I said, there's no one in this city. Grass tall as your damn head all around the city because there's no people down there. If you want, you can find these stories for me about the goats. Do you have what I want yet, Moreau? Oh, let me see. Let me see if I can find it for you. How about this? Let me type this in for you. Bear with me, everyone. Uh-huh.
For the gist of it, I didn't get an exact answer, but for the things that I did find, you would be somewhere in Europe. So they give you like different places, but
let me help you.
They're pretty much saying Europe.
Uh-huh. We'll see. 1 second. Bear with me. Mm-hmm. Bear with me. Mm-hmm. You know what I found? I found 2 days. I found this. This is 48 hours. From France, if you were driving and you went 48 hours, give me that. Give me someplace that takes 48 hours. If you were in France in 48 hours, if you were driving, you know what you'd be, Mayak? Iraq. You'd be in Iraq in 48 hours. Give me someplace that takes 2 days in America to get to. A 2 day drive, maybe from Portland to Florida. How long does that take? If you were in France and you drove 48 hours, you'd be in Iraq. That's where you'd be, Mayak. Do you understand how big that means America is? America is gigantic. America has enough room for everybody. There's no reason to have a crisis in America. Here's the crisis, because they won't let those Mexicans live anywhere outside of Chicago. So and not just Chicago, because of course these Mexicans aren't moving into the Obama's neighborhood in Chicago, Mayak. You understand that, right? They're not living next to Michelle and Oprah. They're not allowed to live there. So they're going to cram the Mexicans into the same crowded black neighborhood. And you blame the Mexicans. You blame them. Marah.
Kind of one concert, if I may, you're absolutely correct. Driving from Portland, Oregon to Florida Ridge, Florida is 45 hours, 21 minutes.
If you went from Portland to Florida, Mayak, which people do all the time, they call it a road trip. What you got? From Portland to Miami, 47 hours. In 48 hours, if you were in Lyon, France, you'd be in Iraq. You could drive there. You'd cross countless countries. You would cross countless territories and governments. Do you understand? America is gigantic. This is a big place with room to share, Mayak. Food to share, Mayak.
I don't know if you brought it out, but the brothers in New York were saying how it's areas in New York, like downtown, little sections are empty, like no people there. In New York.
In New York City, abandoned. Give me Detroit. Show me the abandoned city, Detroit. Skyscrapers, goats eating the grass. in Detroit. I got to fight a Mexican because he's crammed into the project I live in. Maybe someone else is the problem. Maybe that Mexican and myself, maybe we share a common problem because we share a common enemy. Maybe that's the issue. But here you go. The Republicans tell you to hate Mexicans. So you, of course, like a good slave, decide to hate the Mexicans now because some oppressor said Mexicans are the key to having a better life in Chicago. You're stupid and ignorant, and you search for oppressors. You search for a new slave master. You're going to find out that all of them are the same. Maybe the Chinese can give you a solution. Maybe Kung Fu is the next solution for you. Maybe after you've been a Democrat and become a Republican, then you'll switch to communism, I'm sure, to give the Russians a taste of your ass. The Russians need a little taste of your ass, too. So become a communist after this, so the Russians can taste you as well. I guess after that, who would you become then? I don't know. I think that's everything. Right? Democrat, Republican, communist. You give everybody a taste of your slave behind. Then finally, you might look in the mirror and see that the solution is within you. Jesus Christ said that the kingdom of heaven is within you. It is not in the Democratic Party. It is not in the Republican Party. It is not in communism, capitalism, socialism. If you want a better life, you have to do it. It's in you right now. You've got to cultivate it like a flower and grow it like a plant, and then it takes over the world. What do you have here, Moreau?
Look at
this. You don't have a video to go with? Find that if you want.
So the video, it was a little jammed up. So.
Okay, well, what you got? Read me something.
I got a few images of. Actually, I might can use this video so I can. This one seemed like
right, quick as you can. I gotta move on. All right.
Sir.
Someone from Detroit can call in. You live in Detroit. You know it's abandoned. You know downtown there's no one in tall skyscrapers. They're empty. People live in the skyscrapers. Homeless people sitting in the skyscrapers. Turn them into homes. What do you have?
Can
you play the sound?
Sir.
So before I hate a Mexican, I want to fight a Mexican. Stop. Oh, you can't. Can I see that or not?
Yes, sir.
Read that. What does that say?
Top 10 abandoned Detroit, Michigan.
My God, they got a top 10 of abandoned cities. Like you said about Harlem, our headquarters. There's so many abandoned cities. There's no one in the damn things. Why do I gotta hate Hispanics? I don't understand it. And why do we all have to live in the same project? Why do we all have to be crammed into the same neighborhood? There's at least 10, top 10 abandoned cities. Marah.
This is Backert Plant from 1903 to 1958.
That can't be housing. What can you do, man? You can't put a Mexican there. Why don't you put black people in there? Let me ask you dummies out there something as well that hate Mexicans. If the Mexicans didn't get the help from the city, if they didn't get the money, do you think they would give it to you? They haven't given it to you since 1958. They wouldn't help you if there was no Mexicans in America. They still wouldn't give the money to black people because they're the problem. Is there sound on this or no? We just read it.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. I'll let it play. Go ahead.
Till 1997.
Since 1997. Not a person is living in there. Not one human being lives in that thing. They should be ashamed of their damn self. You better than Mexican. You out there protesting the immigrants getting off a bus. Please. No, Listen, they rather the thing be emptier. Do you understand? Listen, if you tried to put black people in this building, there'd be a protest. Republicans will say that's wrong. They're living off the government. They're living off the taxpayers' dollar. They would say the same thing about black people living there that they would say if you move Mexicans in there.
Right.
They're living off the government. The taxpayers' dollar is why they're living in that place. They would rather the place be empty than that a black person or an Hispanic have a roof over their head. Keep going.
Cooley High School, 1928 to 2010.
Oh, yeah, this can't be the real Cooley High. Is the real Cooley High in Detroit? I think that's in New Jersey. Young people don't know what I'm talking. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I hope that's not the real. Give me a taste more, and I'm moving on. That's the X Mansion. That's the Xavier's School for Gifted Children, Maya.
Go ahead.
That's Hogwarts. They got a full Hogwarts abandoned. Go ahead. What's the name of it?
St. Paul of the Cross, 1930 to 2015.
Land on it.
Listen, I don't understand white oppressors, man. I'm trying to understand them. I don't know why you just can't let them live in there. Like fixed income, low income is better than no income. You get nothing now out of the place. Why not just let people live there? Now, what do you think? They would let black people live there? They don't let anyone live there. They don't poor trailer park white people live in there. They're just cruel and greedy, and they want you oppressed. They want it to be so. And whether or not they're a Democrat or a Republican, that's not going to change. What is that, Mar? This tape goes on forever, Maya. It goes on forever.
On, sir.
Tell them to look it up on their own, man. All right. I would hope no dummies who hate Mexicans or think that Mexicans are the reason your city doesn't have resources when your city ain't had resources ever for black people, ever. And now you want to scapegoat some poor brother getting off a damn bus. You know what? Let me help you out. Let me tell you what Commander General Yohanna said. Give us all the Mexicans. Right. Drive the bus to our school that is closest to you and hand the Mexicans straight to us. The Christian church doesn't want to take care of the Mexicans. Commander General Yohanna will. Now, I hope every mayor and governor hears these words. Now, you see if we're lying. Drive the bus straight to our door and say, here's the busload of Mexicans that are coming to New York, to Philadelphia, to Chicago, to Los Angeles. Here they are, to San Francisco, to North Carolina, to Dallas, to Houston. Drop them off to us. And I know you will never do that. Can I tell you why the government will never do that, Mayat? Because we'll take those Mexicans and turn them into an army. Right. Please believe that. Right. Oh, we'll give them something to do. I pray you understand that. Right. But hell, listen, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and drop them off to us because Chicago hates Mexicans. The black leadership in Chicago doesn't want them there. We'll drop them off to Captain Mawaquad. Give him Captain Mawaquad's address down there in Chicago. Drop him off right at his door. And before you know it, you'll have an army of blacks and Latinos that don't want to get into the political process, Mayak. Ooh-wee. They don't want to join the political process. Next story. Marah.
So like I said, if I might add, a brother typed in and said they got abandoned mansions in California.
Of course they do. You try to move in there, them cops will beat you half to damn death if you go walk down the street of that neighborhood and no one lives there. America is large. America is so big, it's ridiculous. Have you seen a map? Have you seen the size of Europe? Have you seen how small England is and Europe is? And then look at America. It's gigantic, Ak. It's gigantic. There's room for everybody, but there's not enough love here. You understand, Mayak? There's no love here. There's room, resources, food, and water for everyone. But America has a deficiency in love. There's no love here, Rock, and that's really what we lack. General Mayak first.
Locally, where we used to have, we used to hold classes on 46th Street.
I remember.
Building. That building was literally empty.
They cut my live off. Mom, I ain't say nothing wrong, Mayak. Dude, I was talking so nice and sweet. Keep going.
There's a huge building over on 46th and Market. Been there for years. Hell, way before we got this location, we was teaching classes out of there. We had a class because the brother did maintenance there, so he got us a room over there.
When you say locally, you mean in Philadelphia?
Locally in Philadelphia. And it was our class was going on in that big giant building with 1 million rooms. I think it was another couple of little maybe little programs for the youth or something, with one cat working in there, 2 cats working in there. And because I walked through the building and every room was empty. Every room was empty, a bunch of desks. It's like a giant office building that nobody was in. And I used to wonder, damn, and it seemed like they putting some money, they got air conditioning in there, they got different things, but nobody's in here. Like, this is a waste. I used to think that back then, what I'm saying? And I see that's everywhere. They got these empty buildings, just nothing, doing nothing.
Once again, it's not just in New York, not just in California, not just in Chicago, in Philadelphia, in every state in America. A wide open place with the plains of Wyoming. And my God, you go into that Midwest and Wyoming and what's some other cities around Wyoming? I forget, those little small places that black people aren't allowed to go to. Those places are empty. There are no people there. And there are major cities, major metropolitan cities that are empty. You don't need space. We have it. We don't need food. It's here. We don't need water, resources. It's here. What we need here is love. And that you'll only find in the Israelite School of UPK under commanding General Yahanna. Come on, Marah.
Salaki, sir, had to go with some statistics right here.
Go ahead.
This is Google. Despite having a population of more than 310 million people, 47% of USA remains unoccupied.
My God, did you hear that? 47% of the whole country is unoccupied. Snatch the Mexicans, Guatemalans, Haitians, and everybody else off 5%. Give them 5. Then you'd have 42% still unoccupied. Why is this an issue? It's an issue because our oppressor wants to turn you against each other so that you never come together with each other. That's the point. So now we have to think all our poverty and our dirty cities and our lack of resources comes from the Mexican influx, so that we never embrace the Mexicans and become a great and exceeding army. Commander General Yahanna knows how to get it done, though. He has love where you Christians lack love. You Christians and you Democrats and you Republicans, you don't have any love in you. And that's what we lack. That's what there is a deficiency of. Love.
That's right.
Where we at now? Go ahead, Moreau.
If I could just address some of these coons and trolls.
I always want a troll. I never get to talk to a troll.
My
brother shields me from trolls all day. I done made a career dealing with trolls in front of my face, shooting guns at us. Go ahead, Moreau, please. What's his name?
If I may, so it's a new brother. He asking some questions, right?
That's good.
Which is amazing. Brothers answering, letting them answer answering his questions. But this one troll, this simple cat, that he's about to get blocked. But I just wanted to let him know before we block him.
Go ahead.
So the brother asked, he said, "Do y'all date white girls?" Because for the new brother, he was asking, "What is this?" So brothers was letting them know what we do. They like, "Oh, he asked, do you do different things? Do music?" Brothers was letting them know. So he asked, "Well, do y'all date white girls?" And this cat right here, T. Jones, who's about to get blocked.
Go ahead.
He said, "Yeah, they do." Now, what proof do you have that we date white girls? And did you not hear the topic that we're speaking about?
Listen, well, really, okay, you can't blame T. Jones for thinking that a black man or Hispanic man could never turn down a white woman, because he's seen Christians that, of course, always take any sex from white people they can get. T. Jones has never seen a man like you, Marah. He doesn't understand you. He's basing you on the Black Panthers. The Black Panthers absolutely dated white women. With all of that blackness and fist in the air, they had a lot of white women who were having sex with Black Panther members. Huey Newton, give me some more. You pick a famous Black Panther name. He had a white woman, right? The Christians. Who else? Muhammad Ali dated white women, has a few children with white women. Give me some more famous. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Mayak. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has so many kids with blonde hair that you'd be shocked because Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had sex with white women exclusively. Jim Brown, Black civil rights leaders. And forget about the main one, Martin Luther King, that preferred to have sex with white prostitutes. So when he sees the men of the ISUPK 1 West under Commanding General Yahanna, he thinks that we are of the same ilk as men in the past who claim to love God. What we have to do, Marah, is show people like him and show the world that you've never seen us before.
That's right.
You've never seen these kind of men. And to make it even more simple to you, Warrior, we would never have sex with a white woman for 2 reasons. 1, it's unlawful against God. Right. 2, we have noses that smell stink. Right. And our oppressors' daughters stink. They all smell like dogs, wet dogs after you walk them and bring them back into the house. They stink. They have their unsavory. Every dog, every white woman is unsavory. Unsavory to the olfactory senses, Maya. To the touch and to the smell and to the taste. They're all unsavory. And no brother in the UPK is even attracted to a filthy dog that looks like your mother or your sister. With all due respect, of course. I'm not trying to offend you. Okay? Marah.
So sir, you hit it on the head. I want to say, keep on commenting. Just make our algorithm better. The what?
Yeah, whatever. You know, he doesn't know. How you gonna blame him? He's watching Martin Luther King, who was so pro-black, loved black people, and still had sex with white women. He's never seen you before, a man like you before. We're not attracted to dogs. They're disgusting. They're disgusting to every sense that a man has. They're vile. When I say that, I'm only speaking about white women. I don't mean to offend you out there if you're a white person, okay? I'm just speaking about how your mother and your sister smell and your daughter, but I'm not trying to offend you. All right, next, please.
Slot the water. Kirk Franklin faces backlash for inappropriate dancing on stage in resurfaced clip.
Let's see the clip if we could. Now, already, Mayak, I remember that he was sitting on that T.D. Jakes' lap. And he sat on his lap in a real nasty way. Good. First of all, just to sit on a man's lap when you're grown is like, it's nasty on the surface. Good. But somehow, Mayak, he picked the nastier of the ways to sit on a man's lap. Good. Somehow he cocked his leg over with such a straddle that it was disgusting. Right. It was a very foul. I don't know how he contorted his body to get in that position. Like T.D. Jakes is sitting back. Yeah, what? I need to see that video first, Mayak, to understand this. What's the brother's name who was said by the white women? What's his name? T. Jones. T. Jones. Explain this one to me right here. Explain this one. I need to. Is there a Christian listening? Come on, somebody out there listens to stomp. You got to sit down, get down, and just stomp. You get in the church and you love to just stomp. There's a stomp person out there, Mayak. Can you please explain this to me? I just want to understand how a man turns around the way he turned around, cocks back and lifts his leg to sit on a man in this fashion. Do you have it? Oh, Jesus. Just show me that picture right there. That's all I need. What is the other picture? Who is he with over there? Who is that? T. Jones, what in the hell is going on? Who is that? Who is that? Can you see that? He got a giant nigga on his lap, Mayak. Christians, come on. Why can't y'all ever answer for any of this? Oh, that's not him. Who's that he's sitting on? And what's that? What is going on in church? Y'all the ones that go there. Why don't you ever tell me what's happening in there? I don't understand the place. This is show me what is happening. Hey, Maya, that's the one I want right there. Show me the other one, please, Marah.
Or you gotta fuck it up, not the one who made the rules.
Stop right there. Just pause it. What's happening there? Just tell me what is going on with that turn around, put his back to him, cock back, lift his leg up, and sit on his lap. Christians, come on. Y'all won't never talk. You just do all types of nasty things, but you won't talk about it. You're going to ask me all day about what I believe in, and am I in a hate group? Do I believe in racism? You ask me questions all day. Do y'all like white women? Now you answer some questions. Why is this man all cocked up on him, riding him like that? Why is he doing it? Is this a Jesus thing or a Christian thing that I just don't understand? Is this acceptable in church? Is this part of the anointing? Is that the anointing cocked back and riding that man like that? Is the anointing riding him? Christians in the chat room, can you please tell me something? Tell Marab, please. Wrap it up.
Or you gotta fuck it up, not the one who made the rules. Left, right, let me see you do it. Left, do it, right, do it, left, do it, right.
That's all I need. They're not going to answer. I was just showing that clip of him, of what's his name, Kirk Franklin. Okay. Kirk Franklin. Man, that's TD Jakes right there. There's another picture with him sitting on somebody else's lap. And what's up with the lap? Like, why the lap? Why does that matter so much? Show Commander GEN.YAHANNA the other picture of him with the other man sitting on his lap, and they all in their 30s and 40s. And I just don't understand it on why, if you're 46 or 48 years old, where does that come in, the whole lap sitting? There you go. That's all. And it's like they never grow up. Like they still looking for their dad. There you go. Well, that's it. that's just obvious. And now I see. It's just they're not men. They don't think even like adult men.
No. And it's so sad in that once again, the Lord is smarter than man. Sorry, if I could, General.
Please,
Salaki. The Lord is smarter than man in that, when you take away men out of the equation, this is what happens. And every empire, I don't care what empire, you can look up the history on any empire on the planet. They all destroyed the man. Our king mentioned it. He said, unless you bind the strong man, can you get that for me? Unless you bind the strong man, you can't overthrow the house, which is why the Lord raising up strong men. Like, that's how you know the Lord is in it. The Lord is in it when strong men get raised up. And you know that the Lord is not in it when the opposite happens, weak and effeminate men and the promotion of, alternative lifestyle. So heavy, what you're saying. It's a lot.
Well, there's another video that Marab was about to play.
Okay.
Now, this is about him dancing. They're going all through his records now because Lord knows when he sat on his lap, no one noticed it but you. That's the thing that shocks me every time we do these stories now. They having to go back in the archives
to find everything.
They go, oh, look at this. He come to find out he was sitting on the man's lap. You saw it then. You saw him sitting on the lap. You just didn't notice how strange that was then. Come to find out now, they realize that you were right the whole time. Here's a new video from somebody just going in the archives of him. I ain't even seen this one. Oh my God!
Is that him in the white?
Yeah, I've never seen this before just now. Now what's happening here, y'all?
Is that a woman? And this is a reunion tour. It's like a revival. She look a little embarrassed. She backing up. Little like, you know what I'm saying? Like he in the moment.
Right. Right after he just sat up in his living room butt naked on the piano chair.
Same way you did before last week, right out of the phone.
Right all of the phone. Mm-hmm. And you could tell, you look at him, this brother right here, you could look at him and tell he's, first of all, a severe drug addict. And horribly molested. Like he is the church. He's what happens if the church is allowed to just have your son and do what they want with your son will end up like him. Your young men will end up like him. Read it for us, Ak, if you could. Salam.
Mark chapter 3, verse 27. No man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house.
You know what I mean? Like they bind our strong men out in these prisons, in these menial jobs, in child support court. They bind our young men every day when they walk down the street, being harassed by the cops, record labels promoting us killing each other and selling drugs to each other, doing every horrible thing that breaks a man so you can bind him up. And then once he's on the street and you see him walking up and down in a homeless shelter, then you can now go in that house and destroy that house. And you know how you know a house is destroyed? When you got the most prominent black women speaking massively evil about black men in general. That means that house is broken. That means that house is overthrown. Go ahead, Ak.
Verse 28. Verily I say unto you, all sins shall be forgiven unto the sons of men, and blasphemies wherewith soever they shall blaspheme.
Okay, so Christ is going into the whole blaspheming part. But you get my point. It's sad what happened here. And not so much sad. I don't feel sorry for Kirk Franklin, right?
Kirk Franklin.
Yeah, Kirk Franklin. I don't feel sorry for Kirk. When I say it's sad, I don't feel sorry for him. That's not where my sadness is at. My sadness is for every brother that is out there catching hell because of what this system has done. Did anybody see that clip that came out this week? Was all over Facebook where the brother tried to bring Christmas toys to his kids, and the baby mama told him. You saw it? The baby mama he got one child from her, but she got other children. Okay. And he came to the door to bring Christmas gifts. We know we don't celebrate Christmas, but the point of this is what was the main heavy. So he gets there with the Christmas gifts for his kid, and she said, whoa, what's up? And he said, I came to bring Christmas gifts for my daughter. You know, man, I'm a father. I got to do what I got to do. And she was like, nah, you gotta have something for everybody. He said, what are you talking about? I gotta have something for everybody. I don't have to have something for everybody. She was like, you good, Marah? You know what I mean? She was like, you gotta have something for everybody. He says, those are not my children. She was like, I understand, but these kids, I can't give toys to one child and not the other. You got to have something for everybody. He was like, why don't you go see they baby daddy about that? And she would refuse. And then he was at one point he started to just push his way into the house. And he was just like, nah, I ain't even gonna do that because I know you gonna be the first one to call the police on me. And then he backed up. The frustration in his voice was amazing. And what was more amazing was how cold and callous she was when it came to that. And once again, okay, if he was a righteous brother, he'd try to get toys for everybody, man, whatever the case is. He wouldn't be celebrating Christmas no way. But either way, this woman was so evil that he couldn't even take care of his kid unless he take care of the kids that she had from men who are not even there. Which is evil as hell to force a brother to have to do something like that. And at Esau's hand, he would have to, like if Esau was righteous, he would show up to the house and say, nah, you let him give his kid what he gonna give his kid, and you better not touch what he give the kid. Yeah. But in Esau's evil kingdom, you know what I'm saying? He just get cut the hell off. And that's because he's binded. He's binded by this empire. Like we wouldn't have no issue with any sisters if we was outside of Esau's law. Because the minute she go to work in the morning and see Shaquita's head sitting on the light pole, you know what I mean? It'd be like, oh, what happened? Well, Shaquita had a big mouth. Just caught up to her. And it's a locket. I ain't supposed to say all that. Sorry. Y'all might have to edit that out.
When the kingdom.
Hypothetically.
Yeah, there you go.
Hypothetically. Not now. Hypothetically.
There you go.
Like that's, a problem. And it shouldn't have to be. Salak. Oh, okay. And it shouldn't have to be. That was it. Salak. Was that it on there? Damn right. Salak. I appreciate it.
That's it.
Salak.
Next story.
Marah, if I'm gonna get you cut off, I'm telling you now, it's up to you. All right, okay, I'll leave it. All right.
Yeah, cut me off. I said nothing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to mess up their channel. After this, let's not do it no more. We'll just give them clips. Because when we go live like this, I know it's good for the algorithms, but I'm burned like 3 brothers channels already. It's a lot. Go ahead.
Egypt, Iran, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Ethiopia formally joined BRICS.
Go ahead.
The BRICS group, a key platform for emerging markets and developing countries, have officially welcomed 5 new members: Egypt, Iran, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, and Ethiopia. Therefore, their membership took effect on Monday, marking a significant expansion for the bloc originally founded by Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. This expansion comes after numerous membership requests in recent years, reflecting the growing importance and influence of the BRICS group.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know the impact or the influence that it's going to have this moment, but it could be major. And once again, it's something that's going right down the lines of the Third World War. We deeply, deeply in it. They found out that North Korea has been supplying Russia with drones and rockets and all kinds of stuff. All right. Iran sent that warship down there into the Middle East. Protests going on still all over the country. This thing is heating up, even though you can't see it and they trying to keep it out of the news. This thing is heating up. They blew up some Hamas leader in Lebanon, which say again, yeah, which means they'll be the northern part of the Palestinians will start getting into the fight as well, and the U.S. is catching heat from it. J.P. Morgan, one of the biggest finances in America, predicted today. They came out in a news report today, and they predicted that Joe Biden would bail out of the 2024 election. That's JP. I wouldn't even mention it if it was anybody else. But JP Morgan is, owns damn near 2/3 of the finances running through this country. That's how big. They huge. They on Wall. They basically are Wall Street. And for them to say they predict that Joe Biden will not go through with the 2024 election, we head into some real serious times in that nobody's buying the Ukrainian war. He's eating the bullet on the whole Palestinian battle, is going south on them on both fronts. Other fronts about to open up. And on top of it, he's probably catching so much heat because now they pulled Donald Trump off of 2 or 3 of the ballots. So it's, America is really slipping to a real low. Okay. So with that new currency, now you're talking about some competition against the dollar. Like, I don't see how war can break out, because if you have another currency big enough to challenge the U.S., that means they're going to control some of that oil. And now whoever controls the oil, they can't turn this place, into green fast enough. Salaki, you was about to read something? Please.
President Vladimir Putin of Russia, who takes over the rotating chairman of BRICS in 2024, has emphasized the group's commitment to strengthening multilateralism for equitable
global, you got it.
Equitable global development and security.
Right. So that means they're gonna try to strengthen this thing. And Russia, and they saying they have a rotating leadership, and Vladimir Putin gets the seat in 2024, which means he gets to influence how that currency is pushed while in a battle with the U.S. and having all those other countries committed to their power. That's a rough deal. You know what I mean? We don't know what'll happen. Maybe nothing. Maybe it'll just be, BS. But if it ain't, if it's something, worthy of putting on the table, they sure reporting on it like they concerned, then you can best believe it's going to be 2024 is going to be a much poorer place in the United States. You think it's bad with the prices now? 2024 is going to be a sad place if that is able to take effect. On top of that, they just came out with it that they're predicting another pandemic, and they mentioned the top 10 states that are having respiratory issues, as they put it. And so New York is one. Y'all up in New York, you know what I mean? Get ready to, do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? North Carolina, South Carolina, a couple of them states, some out in the West Coast. So we might end up with another one in 2024 or 2025. What's worse about this one is they're not going to lock nobody down. So what's going to happen is they're just going to let everything plummet however it plummets. They're just going to be picking up people off the street. This is going to just go that way. And once again, that's biblical prophecy. That's exactly what's supposed to happen. That's exactly what's supposed to drive us right to where we need to be, to see this war jump off and to see the Lord's chosen free. Salah.
Israeli strike on Lebanon kills senior commander in elite Hezbollah unit.
Anybody?
Please. If I could, this is just a you were speaking about it just a second ago.
That bombing.
They attacked Lebanon, which is of course them increasing from the Palestinians who they were attacking. Now they're attacking the country of Lebanon. Which of course means that we're on the path to the Third World War.
That's right.
And before you know it, all the other countries round about it will have to get involved in on one side or the other. So this is the Israelis who now attacked Lebanon and killed and unalived some high-ranking person in the Lebanese military.
And didn't that bring in, is it Hezbollah? Is the
Hezbollah.
one? It brought them in. Now they angry and gearing up.
Oh, yeah.
So they might start getting it on too.
That's right. Like it's gonna get real right in about a second. You know what I mean? They're gonna be getting it on in these streets, all that. They know it's coming. They sitting up there while you using AI for one thing. They're using AI to figure out how much longer we got before it's over. They in there with AI. Yeah. AI, you know what I'm saying? Like how many of y'all remember that movie with Matthew Broderick many years ago, where they had that computer war games. That was a little comedy type movie, but it was a movie about what the hell they were doing. They was in there with that AI, that computer he had. That's basically was AI, and they in there with AI doing war games, trying to figure out what's the end of the world, to where it damn near launched the war. And they had to find the bastard that came up with it. He had to come in there and start playing games and try to stop the damn computer. He was getting ready to launch a war. Well, guess what? They getting ready to get to it. And it's so righteous in this because men that really serve the Most High and decide to be men, you gonna thrive in this environment. Like, it might look scary to those that's in the world. You Christians scared to death when we talk about this. When you supposed to be the main ones following Christ, what you scared for? Christ says, see that you be not troubled. But yet you Christians are highly troubled when we talk about this. You highly troubled because you got faith in this world. You don't got faith in your king that's going to return and bring damage in this place. We do. You got faith in Esau having his foot on our neck. You got faith in us joining his military to fight. Like, don't nobody say, man, we should not be going in the military. We don't even say we shouldn't even be going to war. You understand? Most of our people, I remember coming up. I know y'all remember this. You be coming up, man, and a brother be going to the military. And first thing people be saying is, that's good, man. They're going to make him a man. Why his father ain't there to make him a man? Like, the very people that you counting on to make him a man are the same people that destroyed his father so that his father couldn't make him a man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. That's what should not happen. What should happen is his father should be there to make him a man. And guess what? In this environment, you're going to be able to be there to raise your sons. Like now, ain't nobody coming to the door to lock you up. They telling you right now, them pharmacies, get me right, them pharmacies, they going in there robbing them pharmacies, and they telling them if it's a small petty crime, we not coming. You know what I mean? Like if there was a small, it was a minor crime, we not coming. After a while, it's gonna be we ain't coming at all because they're not gonna be able to cover everybody. So, and then eventually, then with the right leadership, now you go give your soul over to the Arabs or the Christians or the East Indians or somebody else's God, then you'll just be a slave to them. But if you decide to find out your identity and be a man or woman of God, then you're going to thrive in that environment. Like we thrived. Remember, the scripture said that they oppressed the children of Israel in Egypt. But the more they oppressed them, I want to read it. Y'all mind? Pull that for me. They said the more they oppressed them, the what? The stronger they became. Like that's what I'm talking. Like let it all fall. Like you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Finally, Popeyes won't get no more of my money. Because I'm going to have to buy it from the Mexican lady on the corner of the road. I'm going to have to buy that Peruvian chicken on the corner of the road. Because I'm going to be like, damn, man, Popeyes shut down. Yo, the Peruvian lady, she hook you up. She make it better than them. You know what I mean? That's right. Yeah, that's how things are going to change. And not only that, she's going to be thankful for your business. You put in a complaint in these businesses now, they're, please leave a message. You get a computer now. Computers are who you got to vent to now. You know what I mean? When in that day, you're going to deal with a real person. Go ahead, please.
Exodus chapter 1, verse, can I start at 11?
Please.
Verse 11. Therefore, they did set over them taskmasters.
Taskmasters, meaning people that controlled how we work. That's your supervisors. That's all your black leaders. That's your taskmasters. Yeah. They master your task. They make sure the task is done by working you to death. That's why one of the most profound things, and I'm not telling nobody to quit their job, but one of the most profound things that shocked me when I was reading these scriptures was how Moses was stopping people from working for Pharaoh. I couldn't believe it. I was like, how could this be? Yeah. When he understood that these brothers were needed to raise up their people and not this man's kingdom, man. He had a great understanding from the Most High. Go ahead, Salah.
Come. To afflict them with their burdens.
Right, to bring you to your damn knees. Like now the average job can't even sustain you. You used to be able to go get a job, get you an apartment, start your life with your rib. Nowadays, brother, you know what I'm saying? Your rib, and a lot of black women waking up realizing it too. They can't just go out and get a job. They got college degrees, get a big old job, and still can't make ends meet. Am I lying? The rent is through the damn roof. They're going to get every dollar that they lost during the pandemic, they're going to get out of you. And so black women are catching it as hell. They hostile now. They angry. They driving their cars like they dying to run somebody over. They bugging the hell out on these streets because, of course, the lie that they bought, the lie that you don't need a man and you could do this by yourself and yada, 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 that lie is kind of dwindling now. Like sisters is getting a different perspective now. You know what I mean? They getting a different perspective. And a lot of men is still in the same old mind. Get me right. A lot of men is still in that mind like, nah, man, lay the four. They still throw you away, at the drop of a dime because they messed up too from what they've been through. So now, guess what? Once again, we're going to thrive in this environment because now you're going to be forced to work together. I watch the brothers in the UPK, brother. Oh, man, they working with these sisters, man, bringing these families through the fire, handling these bills, handling problems. Like they setting a blueprint that's not out here in these streets. And that blueprint, watch how heavy that blueprint takes over. A lot of sisters online watching y'all sisters in shock at what they seeing. And trying to see, is it real? Is this just like some Instagram BS? And realizing that y'all brothers is got up in these houses and working with these sisters and y'all building together. Big shout out to General Muhammad too, man, doing a ton of counsel, General Mayat, General Haas, all the generals and captains. You understand? like really pushing forward and bringing these families together and fixing the issues. And it ain't perfect. Listen, it ain't perfect, but it's better than the alternative. You sitting in that house by yourself, you understand, worrying about who's gonna kick that door in with a $2,200 rent bill. You understand, wondering how you gonna cover that damn rent. Like sisters is working 2 and 3 jobs trying to survive out here. And the ones that get a brother that get down with them, that really get down with them, brother, that's that's from heaven, damn near to them. At least it should be. The minute you lose your arrogance, you'll begin to realize how much a goddamn benefit it is. How, like, the UPK ain't valued enough yet. But I'm looking for that day. I shall make a man more precious than fine gold. Even the fine gold of you fast. Okay, not just gold, but the fine gold of you fast. You gonna realize in that day, damn, all this that he brings to the table, the arrogance of this place. Salaki, I don't mean to run on. Go ahead.
And they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramses. Verse 12. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew.
See that? They afflicted the hell out of us. Built themselves treasure cities. That's what all these cities are. New York, Chicago, Miami, Philadelphia, Baltimore, D.C. These are treasure cities where they store up tons and tons of money. People starving homeless on the street in New York at the seat of Wall Street. It's just financing everything. You can't become president unless you coddle Wall Street. And meanwhile, people starving to death, we built treasure cities for them. But the more they oppressed us, when they turned the heat up, we thrived when they turned the heat up. Them 12 tribes, brother, got down when they turned the heat up. And that's what you should look forward to. Look for that heat to get turned up so you could realize the Most High. So the witchcraft can come off of you so you can become brand new. Salaki. That was it, right?
It's a little more to the verse.
Finish it right. I don't want to take up too much.
And they were grieved because of the children of Israel.
Wait, say that again?
And they were grieved because of the children of Israel.
You see these Karens out there mad at you, and these Edomites they mad at you because the oppression didn't work. They mad at you because even though they beat you into the ground, why aren't you bowing your head in 2024 when you walk past them? Why aren't you sad and broken and and all the things that they had hoped you would become? Instead, you thrived past that. And they hated it even more. And they're going to hate you even more. Even in the midst of this Palestinian nonsense. They're itching to get you. Like, they ain't been a single attack on a Palestinian. They just had an attack on a school. Wasn't no Palestinians in that school. Wasn't no Palestinians in that school. Wasn't no Arabs in that school. But they're going to attack you. They hate you because you thriving and coming up through the power of the Most High. And there's nothing they can do about it. This is the Lord's nature. This is the time. Yeah, right. Salaki.
Next story. 215 bodies found in unmarked graves behind Mississippi jail. Ben Crump calls for investigation.
If I could, sir. Hazar Young was telling me about this one. Crazy. This is in Jackson, Mississippi, the birthplace of Captain Kahan Thumyad. Give him a hand. That's the type of man they raised down there.
That's right.
In Jackson, Mississippi.
Sure
go ahead, sir.
No, I said they sure do.
Yeah. Haas told me that this is behind a police station.
No, a prison.
I thought it was a prison.
No way. A police station?
That's what I said. I thought it was behind a prison. What'd you just say just now, Thumyad?
Come on. 215 bodies found in unmarked graves behind Mississippi jail.
Okay, cutting. You get the point. That's a little bit of both, right?
Yeah,
right. It's not a prison, of course.
It's just a jail.
Yeah, a jail. Cops in there doing the usual thing. A precinct, right? Where they come and hold you in the precinct, in the jail. Well, they found 215 bodies, behind this place. They just kept bringing them out one after the other. It's going crazy. Maybe we can get Captain Kahan on the phone if it's all right, sir.
Please, let's do it. So you mean to tell me they And I heard that the crows were circling over it. Is that right?
Yeah.
Now, which means they ain't been there that long. Like for the crows to be circling, they smelling the bodies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They know it's meat down under there that they want to eat, which means that, you know, this is crazy out there. They got serial killers operating out there on us. Give me some more on that story if you don't mind, while you get Kahan on the phone.
Khan. Civil rights attorney Ben Crump is calling for an investigation after 215 bodies were found buried in a cemetery behind a Mississippi jail. The Chicago Crusader reports the remains were discovered in a pauper's cemetery behind the Hinds County, Mississippi jail. The grave sites are reportedly marked with merely a metal rod and number. And I got a quote down here where it reads, "It really saddens my heart to know that their relatives went that long, some over a year, not knowing if their loved ones were dead or alive, and then coming to the realization that they had been buried in pauper's grave behind a jailhouse," Hines said. If they had been properly notified, they would have been able to pay their proper respect.
If I could, sir, just to explain, maybe a lot of people don't know the process, but the process I'm about to describe is a process in virtually every city. If they find a dead body or something like that, or, you know, some poor person, if no one comes to claim them after a certain period of time, they bury them in what they call Pauper's Field. Pauper's Field, they have a Pauper's Field everywhere in every city. It's just where they bury people that have no family, indigent people, homeless people, you know, people just walking the streets. If no one claims them after a few days, they put them in Pauper's Field. And every city has some designated place where they bury the poor and unwanted people of their society. But of course, they're supposed to try to call someone, try to contact someone, look for their family, put a post in the newspaper or online, or say something, go through the missing persons files to see who they are. But of course, if a city doesn't want to spend any money on a people that they care nothing about, then in the end, they'll just call this a clerical problem. At the end of this will just be a clerical issue. The files got misplaced. They thought that they were homeless, but in actuality, there's some family that's been looking for them for 3 weeks, calling the police diligently every day, looking for their little boy. And the police just didn't care and just threw him in Potter's Field.
And you ain't supposed to throw them in mass graves. You're supposed to put them in a proper grave. You understand? And mark it as a grave of this person, this John Doe that died. They threw, I heard, 5, 6 bodies in one on top of each other and just covered them over with dirt.
And I'm assuming this came from that story of that family who said they just pulled up their family member.
That was the first. The first story in Jackson was they were looking for their family member forever. Come to find out, he had been buried in Potter's Field somewhere. God. And now they found 215 more.
God.
Like they celebrated getting DNA to catch us with something.
Oh my God.
But the DNA showing how horrible and monsters they are.
God.
And now they got a DNA test 250 bodies to figure out who these people are.
And like Commander General Yohanna said, what a perfect place to hunt if you're a serial killer.
Yeah.
It's the perfect place. No one is going to even investigate the murder. No one is going to say, how did this person die? No one is going to even leave him above ground enough to take the DNA, to run the fingerprints, to see whoever you unalive will be in the ground before nightfall, and they won't even ask what happened to him. What a hunting ground this country is for us. This is the perfect place to hunt blacks and Latinos.
I wouldn't be surprised if go ahead, John.
No, I wouldn't.
I was just gonna say I wouldn't be surprised if they find out that a serial killer is the one that worked for the city to bury the bodies.
Yeah, the one that's losing the paperwork.
Right. The one, yeah. The one that's up there. Oh, we got another one. Well, throw him in the hole. All right, Sheriff. Bury you right back there. And you know, like this is like the judgment on this place for what's been done to the Lord's chosen gonna be horrible. Slucky, you know.
Oh no, I was gonna say I wouldn't be surprised if it's just where you end up at the hands of these police. They work in the damn station.
Forget about that.
It ain't.
It won't be any
Strange.
investigation.
Right.
That's for damn sure about where that bullet came from.
God.
Yeah, that they'll just go in Potter's Field, and that's that.
I mean, look at
3 cop bullets sitting in his chest.
God.
Look at that field. Is that it, Marah? Mass grave tour. Look at that. That is a nightmare. Like that's something you find in a war zone. Yeah. Like, that's something you find outside of a Nazi concentration camp. Right. Like look at that place. Look how far back the cars are. The cars are way in the background. Do we have this on the screen for everybody to see? Look at that there. Like, that's a nightmare. Look at that there. Like you only got 2 choices behind this. One, you gotta eat the bullet and go all the way in and love your people. Or 2, you gotta just decide you're not gonna give no more love to your people and you're gonna pull away. I saw a guy interviewing 50 Cent, right? And 50 Cent and the guy said was talking to 50 Cent, and 50 Cent said, after you experience stuff like I'm paraphrasing him. After you experience stuff like I experienced when I got hit, talking about when he got shot them 9 times. He said, you get a little cold. You get a little cold, you know what I'm saying? You change a little bit. And he essence was saying after that, you go like anybody with PTSD, you go into a trauma state where you are overly concerned about yourself and nobody else. Yeah. And what's heavy about this is the exact same thing, but in a different way, in a national way. Like if you see enough of those, then you cannot, you got to either force yourself to not care, or you're gonna go all the way in like the UPK does. Yeah. And most people will just dismiss that so they don't have to care. Mm-hmm. But the ones that go in, you're gonna do something amazing, because remember now, they bombing and killing them Palestinians over there. The Palestinians over there are reacting different to black people in America. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like them Palestinians is all over the place protesting, defying them, because they went all the way in. They didn't have a choice. They went all the way in on what is happening to them. But we've been beat down so bad that we won't go all the way in on what happened to us. Instead, most people are watching this and have no feeling for it. Right. Have no connection to it, no feeling for it, no empathy, nothing. Because you've become just like that brother, the 50 Cent said, you became cold and jaded because of what's happened to you, when the opposite is what's supposed to happen to you. The opposite is you're supposed to more thrive for the righteousness and to care for your people. It's sad. Go ahead, Go ahead, Marasala. Oh, beautiful. You got them patched in? Yes, sir. Shalom, Cat.
Shalom, gentlemen. Yahweh Shema Shabbatah, sir.
Hey, can somebody just check the chat room and see if they can hear him in the chat? Is he piped in as well as we hearing him? Oh, okay. All right, go ahead. Okay, no sweat. Beautiful. Go ahead, Cat. I know you're hearing about this story right in your backyard over there.
Cut on one con. Yeah, it's something else, man. And the heavy point about it is, I remember when I came back down south, you know what I'm saying, that when you commissioned me to come back down here to do the work of the Lord and raise up these camps. I remember in Mississippi, talking to my relatives and different people, and them getting familiar with the ISUPK. I remember them specifically saying, "Don't go stirring up the ghost of Mississippi." I remember them saying that. They would say, "Don't stir up the ghost of Mississippi." Well, here you have it. This right here, this is why I believe these people, they are afraid of the resurrection, because it's so many dead bodies. This is almost similar to another story back in the Civil War, which they call the Devil's Punch Bowl.
That one there is a shocker. I saw that one. It blew me away. Go ahead, Salaki.
And they don't want to go excavate that area, because it's dead bodies still down there in the Peach Grove. So Mississippi is full of all kind of heinous crimes. You know what I'm saying? Crimes against humanity.
That's right.
So when Benjamin Crump, he's down there, I think Al Sharpton is on his way. One of the people that's on their team, he tried to have a camera, like you said earlier. They had buzzers. He tried to go back there and film, and certain officials they stopped him and said, "We don't want you to make us look bad. We know you trying to make us look bad." Like Mississippi is almost like a timestamp in America's racist history, and it's a state where there's open racism, open poverty. I mean, it's scandal after scandal going on in Mississippi, and that's why they're afraid of the UPK. They don't want the UPK down there stirring up the Mississippi ghost. But we in the time of resurrection.
That's right.
So the truth, like, I just want to give a shout out to you, Commander GEN.YAHANNA, all the generals that's commanding the men on the ground, helping us scale the city and things like that. But it's definitely stirring up the whole talk about racism and the racist history of Mississippi once again. And it's so racist that even the major news station down there don't even want to report it. You getting it more from international news and other news stations in other states than Mississippi itself.
They don't even want to let it out.
Meanwhile, they never stop happening. You know what I mean? The ghost, they don't want to resurrect the ghost, but black people got to realize that them ghosts is living and live as they ever been. They're strong as they ever been. This is the proof.
And it's one spirit that they're afraid of the most, and that's the Holy Spirit, Commander GEN.YAHANNA.
Right.
That's the one spirit that they're really afraid of the most out of all of it.
That's right.
Somebody in the comments said earlier, like the police killed a lot of them people in that hole. One brother, I think it was out in the news a little while ago, where the police hit him and killed him with the car and just tossed him in that Popper's field.
Potter,
Potter or Popper? Potter, right?
That's crazy. And just put him down in that hole. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy out. That's crazy. But here's what they don't understand, and what every nation is gonna learn is that you're going to reap what you sow.
Yeah, that's it.
You're going to reap. Like that's why it's coming out. Like when it comes out like this, I love it for this reason. It's as though the Lord is charging them. Like the Lord said, "See this that you tried to hide? Here it is. Now I'm bring judgment on you."
Yes,
you know
sir.
What I mean? Like,
yes, sir.
like the next time something horrible happens in Mississippi, don't nobody be shocked. Don't be shocked with what the Lord does in Mississippi. This whole country is so set for judgment from the Most High, and nobody wants to say it, and they don't want you to say it. Like he said, they don't want to look bad. But the judgment that's coming down on this place, brother, is, I mean, like the Lord, when you read about the Lord, if you don't understand what you're reading about the Lord, when you read about him pulling us out of Egypt, you would think the Most High is evil as hell. That's why you hear the Edomites on these little podcasts and them religious leaders saying, well, the God of the Bible is an evil God because he did this and killed the Egyptians. But you ain't reading nothing about what they did to the Lord's chosen people.
That's right.
Reading about like you talk about the Lord destroying America, and they're like, you evil, you a terrorist, GEN.YAHANNA. You know what I'm saying? Why are you speaking about Egypt like that? I mean, about America like that? Because America did to us what Egypt did to us, and way, way more, and still doing more. You understand? And so when they judgment come, nobody should feel bad about it. Okay. And once again, and if I could add one last point, you was gonna say something, General?
After you, sir.
Okay, real quick. And here's the beautiful part. I was just reading this the other night. I was reading where the scriptures spoke about the Lord guiding us with a pillar of a cloud in the day and the fire by night. And I read that and I said, boy, you know what? These are the people who the Egyptians took a full dump on and destroyed and beat them down out of their humanity to the point where when they got in the wilderness, they couldn't even function when they first got out of it. That's how destroyed we was. And meanwhile, the power of powers sent a ship to get them the hell up out of there and to protect them while they're going through that wilderness. I said, boy, the contrast, like the love the Lord got for his own and the hatred that the Lord's people got, the contrast is amazing. So, go ahead, General. Appreciate it.
If I could read, General, like you said, the Bible is full of like these people, all that they doing now. Don't worry, we got an army in heaven that's going to deliver us out of this, and a God that's going to make sure they be held accountable for every head, every hair on our people's body. If I could read Psalms 149, and I'm gonna try to read fast, and start at 5. Let the saints be joyful in glory. This is Psalms 149 and 5. Let them sing aloud on their beds. Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand.
Damn right.
To execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye the Lord.
Brother.
One of my favorite scriptures.
I'm with you on that.
They're going to be held accountable. The book's going to be open. We're going to see all the dirt the Lord going to reveal about them, and they're going to go to trial.
That's right.
We're going to hold trial with them. Them fetters of irons is handcuffs. We locking them up, and we trying them, the ones that survive at least. What the army brings.
No, sorry, General, please. I just, you inspired me so much. I just wanted to say, we're going to have our Nuremberg, what do they call it?
Nuremberg.
We're going to have our Nuremberg trial. We're going to have them lined up, and we're going to have our Nuremberg trial. You know what I mean?
That's a lock it, General.
And we're going to have the power. I can't wait to raise Bull Connor. Raise Bull Connor from the grave. Just give him justice and kill his ass and put him back in the grave.
And Slocky Cat, before you go, my favorite part of the scripture is how the Lord said this is an honor. This going to be an honor for him to hold these people accountable for us. This honor have all the saints, and we all know the saints are the 12 tribes. You got it, Cap Slock.
General. Y'all got me fired up, General. You know what? It's just so heavy, Commander GEN.YAHANNA, what you said about what you're gonna reap what you sow, because it's the law of nature. Like, you know, the earth will not lie for you.
That's
whatever
right.
you put in it, it's going to render what you put in it.
Yeah.
So if you sow death, you're gonna reap death. And this is what Mississippi, I mean, it's full of blood. I mean, I think about that scripture where he talks about the wine press. I mean, Mississippi, I mean, it's a long day coming, but all this stuff is starting to resurface. Not just Mississippi, Alabama too. All these fights and all this stuff, it's starting to come to a full head in a minute. You know what I'm saying? Because they can't hide it no more. Social media didn't open it wide open now. We don't even need the news now. We investigative journalists down here right now. So, like, I yield, sir.
Bro, that's heavy.
Damn right. You so right, man. And what Commander GEN.YAHANNA, GEN.YAHANNA bringing out is so heavy. That's why the scripture say in Revelations, for a long time, nobody wanted to touch Revelation until the UPK broke it down so succinctly. You know what I mean? Breaking it down so heavy, right? Christ said this. He said this about Christ in the Bible, that in righteousness he does judge and make war. You understand me? Because all these things they're doing, he judging them on what they're going to do. And when he come here, that judgment going to be war. It's going to be right he do it. It's going to be right he do it because of all the crime they committed against us. It's right. Like, that judgment is righteous. That's why it says, in righteousness does he judge and make war. That's what happened when our king returned, man. That's going to happen. That's why they got the Star Wars program. They're trying to ramp it up now, really get cats involved and all that kind of stuff. They know what's coming, but they can't stop it. They're not going to be able to stop it. So that's it.
Damn right.
It's like, sir, if I may, I.S.U.P.K. Cincinnati said Habakkuk 2:12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establisheth a city by iniquity.
Give it up, Cincinnati. Like, and what I want to know is, where's black leadership at? The Kahantam Yah is the only one holding this thing together. Cap, you the only one just pushing hard on this. They got Crump and them, the lawyers in there, but the lawyers just gonna do what lawyers do. But who is gonna wake up our people and bring us out of the darkness that has us in these situations in the first place? Them lawyers can't do that. They can bring a lawsuit, but only men of God can lead our people, man.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
So like I just want to give a big shout out to Officer Tazadaki down here, all the brothers in Mississippi that's holding it down, man. And for all the brothers and sisters out there that want to know more about this story, go on to ISUPK Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, it's a lot coming out, a lot they're gonna not let the news get. But once again, like the general said, you know, we prophets of the Lord, and Commanding General Yahanna, he has the foresight and the insight as well on these matters. And that's who we follow under Christ. So like I yield, sir.
Damn
right. The water, Kahan, I appreciate you, warrior.
You're on the boss, sir. I'm gonna salute you out, sir. Like salute you out, like Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah Brakathon.
Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah Brakathon.
Next story. Jada Pinkett Smith looks unrecognizable in new mirror selfie flaunting denim leg warmers.
You have it, so Commander General Yahanna can see it. Jada Pinkett is going the usual route that women go. After they've had sex with every man, now it's time to try women, which is what they all do. It's boring by now. You give me any old hoe, once she's been through men, then she'll try every black man. Then she'll go, black men ain't nothing. Then she'll try some white men. Then lo and behold, the white men will throw her away too. Shocking. Then, of course, it's time to try women. And if the aliens attack, she will give a Martian some tail. Because these earthlings ain't shit. These earthlings don't know how to treat no woman.
I'm sick of these humans.
I'm sick of these humans taking you to Olive Garden. So here we are. So, surprise, surprise. Here's the new Jada Pinkett now. What? You know, that's her.
Looking like Lord of the Rings.
That's what I'm saying.
Precious Gollum. Looking like Precious.
All right. So that's
she finally right.
You know what else I noticed, if I could, about women like that? After they went out there and they hold out a both jaw legs, like they look destroyed at the end. You know what I mean? Like something about that destroys them to the core. You know what I mean? Where they lose all the so-called beauty and feminism, they just look destroyed and tired and beat down. And she looked tired and beat down. How she go from who she used to look like, looking like the Lord of the Rings character Gollum?
I gotta prove your point, Hosmer. Rob, pull up Jada Pinkett in the movie Whoop. Was it Whoop? Woo? She did a movie. Give me a young picture of Jada Pinkett to crystallize General Hazayan's point. This is a transformation, Haas.
Yeah.
I think that's what you're trying to say, right?
Yeah.
The brother will show you in a second. Go ahead, Haas.
Yeah, it's wild to see it because I'm thinking about some of the roles she played, right? And she's younger, nice and attractive and everything. Look at it now. Like you go out here, you played a whore all your life, and then now at the very end, look at what's going on with you, man. How you go from looking like you attractive, looking like Gollum off the Lord of the Rings? Like that's something amazing, man.
Trooper said she looked like Fat Joe. She sure do.
She's like a before and after weight loss. I think the movie is Woo. That's it. That's a. Damn, was she in Poetic Justice too?
She was in Set It Off too.
Yeah, she was in Set It Off. To the right. There she go on the right. When they say Set It Off, 1996.
Yeah.
That's the one to pull. Can you pull that one? Like now, that's a rip. That's how she posed.
I think Woo is even better than this.
What? Come on, go back to Woo. And if I could, just to add on to what General Haas is saying, what you looking at in that picture is what's been living inside her. Yeah. Like what's living in her, that demon that's been living in her is now saying, okay, I want to be revealed. Now it's time for me to come out. Is that her there?
That's the movie right there. What's the name of that? Woo, that's it. Look at her right there in the kitchen, right over there. Oh,
no, go to the left. Yeah.
Right, there you go. You gonna put them side by side. That one is strong.
I don't know. That one is strong. I think mine might be stronger.
That one is strong. Go to the other one.
Get on side. Yo, man, you got little brains.
Do the other one.
You know, I'm in here among nothing but connoisseurs. They know women like fine wine. They in here like, wow, you know,
that was true.
UBK connoisseurs. You know what I'm saying? Like that, was. This is the demon was deeply hidden in her back then.
That's right.
It was deeply hidden in her. She was still a woman then. She was still salvageable. But of course, Will Smith did not have the knowledge of the truth. So he folded under that. And they had all of the usual things that wouldn't have stopped them. They had finances.
That's right.
All of that. They was young. All of that. But now, that demon that's on her now, it now wants to come out.
Yeah.
It wants everybody to see it.
And General, if I could, when you look at the movie Lord of the Rings with Gollum, the transformation from Gollum, from he was a regular person to how that demon came out of him over this daggone gold and ring and money and fame and power, the same transformation you see with her right here. How she go from that to looking like Gollum? Like it's crazy. And when you watch the movie, it's the same progression inside of her that happened in Gollum. Let you know them demons is real, man.
Yeah.
They talk to you, man. And when they done with you, this is the end result. This is the end result for all the women out here who played a hole in their men. This is the end result. They all end up being like this here in some way, shape, or fashion.
And like you bringing out heavy highs because in the movie he start destroying the ones around him.
Yes.
In the progression.
Yes.
He started killing his brother. He started destroying. Then he started losing his mind. Then hair go away, and here you go. Now you got full out go. Same thing.
Terrible. I think that was it, Matas. Second it. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 3, verse 17. Therefore, the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will discover their secret parts.
Right, like Commander General Yohanna was saying, she was trying to hide all that pain of her childhood.
Yeah.
But once again, it had to come out. Now the Most High cursed her, and now it's out. Now everybody knows who she is.
And if I could, Muhammad could answer this better than me. But if you talking to a rib, at some point you should have that conversation about her deep past. At some point, you might not be able to get me right on it. You might not be able to do it initially,
of course.
But at some point before you marry that rib, you got to have the conversation, and she's got to be willing to tell you the truth about how she came up. Because once again, like if you had met Jada Pickett back then, bring me the other one back, if you could, Marat, and put it up for everybody. If you met Jada Pickett back then as a young, okay,
they can't do it.
Okay, no, that's all right. That's fine. We work it. If you had met Jada Pickett back here, you would have just looked at a pretty young actress, up and coming, thriving, and all that. Now, if you never found out or never questioned her about what happened to her, you would never know that in the end she would end up like this. Go ahead to the other one. You would never know that this person is going to end up like this. But if you could, if possible, through the grace, and once again, big shout out to General Muhammad, big shout out to the work you do in terms of working on these marriages. Because once again, if you don't, I'm sorry, I'm fumbling my words a little bit, but if you don't talk to her and you don't have this frank conversation with her, you'll never see this thing that's in her now. And it was in her. Go back to the other one real quick. It's in her back in this other picture. It's in her not right now. It's still, even this smile. Now, this is a Hollywood photograph. This is a photograph you take, as part of your portfolio. And take a good look at her. Now, she's supposed to be smiling to impress you. But this smile also has a smirk in the smile. In that smile is also, if you look at it good, in that smile is also a disappointment, also a I'm broken inside. Also, like an empty inside. Am I right or wrong?
You're absolutely right, sir.
You know what I mean? And only if you talk, you have to, before you touch that woman up. You know what I mean? And for sisters, the vice versa. Before you touch that man, you got to have that conversation. That it go for men too, because you're gonna find out a lot of these brothers, you want to avoid the down low and all of that evil, not in the UPK. In the UPK, you ain't got to worry about that, because a man in here, he might bite your arm off. So you ain't got to worry about, is he a man? He just, in here, ain't nothing but men. But if you in that, you got to talk to that sister, because if you don't root that demon up, you don't cast that demon out of her back then when she was the little beautiful star, then you're going to end up like Will Smith, embarrassed, destroyed, and this demon gonna live. So lock you. That was just the point I was trying to make.
Damn right, gentlemen.
You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, please. Next one, please.
I dare you to step into this house. Video shows Georgia cop grabbing man by the throat after he dodges police officers' questions.
You have a video? Also, so we got like 10 minutes if you want to mention the Katt Williams.
Whatever y'all got online, I'm with it.
I want you to understand that. Please listen to that as well, man.
Okay, you can see this, correct? They can hear it.
You turn it up a little bit.
Oh, what's going on there?
Welcome back to We the People University. In today's video, we're going to take a look at that.
Why? Obstruction.
We're in the middle. You're not
Watch
giving us
this.
your name?
Watch this. Watch this. I dare you to take a step inside the house. So, you do have a duty to identify yourself, we ask, especially while conducting an investigation. I want you to understand that. Please listen to that as well, ma'am. The second thing is, again, that car back there.
Go ahead.
My brother, hold on.
Now, it sounded like he was complying.
Yeah, do we have a written story? Let's just play the written story. I mean, let's hear the written story.
Yeah,
please.
let's just hold on the written. Do the written.
Viral doorbell footage shows a suburban Atlanta police officer grabbing a man by the throat after he refused to answer his questions. The video, which has more than 300,000 views, was posted on YouTube by We the People University, hosted by Abia Israel, a former law enforcement official. Set of officers were conducted a probe in College Park, Georgia, when they approached a couple. The incident happened on December 15th. Got some, okay. Johnson and the woman are in the body cam footage released by the department. A male officer was examining the vehicle when he had started talking to Johnson. The encounter took a turn when Johnson and the woman dodged the officer's questions and attempted to enter the home. Johnson and the woman are standing on the front porch when the officers repeatedly asked for their names. Got some quotes here. Why do I have to give you my name? The man asked. I had nothing to do with that. While the man goes back and forth with a female officer, a male officer requests that the woman step down from the door. For what? She asked. Because again, if you go in that house, you're going to jail, both of y'all. The male officer responded, adding that they could be charged with obstruction. Despite this, Johnson continued to enter the code to go inside the home.
Let me stop him for time's sake, if I could. So this is what I like to call a little pocket tyrant, of course.
Yeah.
Picking the perfect job for little pocket tyrants that want to use some small modicum of power to abuse people. Just so everyone knows, if you're in interaction with a cop and he's conducting an investigation, which means talking to you about a supposed crime, he will say in court that he couldn't let you go in the house because maybe you have a gun in the home. Maybe you're going in there to go get a weapon to do something to harm him. So in essence, you got to stand right there. You can't go reach back into your car. You can't walk into your house. You can't go around the corner because he's conducting an investigation. And if you try to leave to go get a weapon, you're obstructing justice. The justice meaning the investigation. Investigation is a big word for talking to you, for saying, how fast are you going? That's an investigation. Do you know how fast you were going? That's an investigation. So
keep the video. We're going to go back to it.
So that's it. So now, of course, he could explain that to the brother. He could say, listen, man, I don't want to do nothing out here, but this is an investigation. I got to ask you these questions. You can't go back in the house because you could have a weapon or something like that. He could talk to you. And brothers in the UPK, we guard schools.
All the
time.
time.
And when we search men at our door, we say, listen, man, we got to search you for our protection and yours. We got to protect the people in the class. You might have a weapon. We explain this. We're going to have to physically touch this brother and search him. But we're not little small men doing a big job.
Right.
So we don't need to feel like men by hurting people. And so many pocket tyrants need to hurt someone to ignore the size of their penis, which is embarrassing. And so because of that, they hurt you and abuse you. You see, he told the woman, step back down off the step. I'm about to be a man today. So get off the step so he can hurt this brother. And this case is coming to nothing. In the end of this, if you can look back on this a week from now, they're not going to arrest that brother for anything. Nope. There is no crime. There is nothing but an interaction with a police officer that's going to end up in a brother being hurt for nothing. Salaki, sir.
No, listen, what you're saying is so right. Play the beginning of that tape again. Like, this is a clown. This cat right here, this guy right, that cop right there in the view is the last dumbass that should ever be a cop. You understand? I mean, we take brothers literally off the street and in a short moment train them on how to interact with people when you are in authority as security, or in this case, a police officer. He is an absolute clown. And not only that, for whoever's running the police department are effing idiots to even have somebody like this on the police force. Play it again from the beginning if you could, Murad. I want to just catch that part right there where he's and let me tell you something. He's so, but let me let you play it. This is a
Why?
Obstruction.
We're in the middle. You're not
Watch
going to
this.
listen to your name?
Watch
look,
this.
he's itching to put his hands on somebody.
Watch this. I dare you to take a step inside the
Watch
house.
this.
So, you do have a duty to
Watch
identify
this.
yourself.
He's
We
rocking
ask,
back
especially
and
while
forth.
conducting an investigation. I want you to understand that. Please
Look like a
listen to that as well, ma'am.
60-year-old man.
The second thing is, again, that car
He's
back there.
complying with what he's saying. You understand? Like, this is, and then he dared the woman to go into the house. And that's not how you de-escalate anything. And I'm seeing that a lot with black cops too. Like, they becoming losers up under their white counterparts. Their white counterparts is in their ear, brainwashing them and making them turn against their own people. And like you said, you brought out an excellent point. Like, our people are abused in this kingdom. Like, you approaching our people, you're supposed to be approaching them like, you know, this cat done been stopped by 1,000 cops. They acting like this the first time this brother done been harassed by the cops. So of course they can't understand why he's not excellently, in order, answering questions. Like, this cat gets stopped every damn day, damn near. So now you approaching him, you supposed to approach him like you understand that this is a brother that's been abused here. So let me make this encounter that he has to endure along with the 1,000 other encounters he had before this. Let me make it as small and as easy going as I possibly can, but not this dumbass clown. He gonna make it be worse. And brother, even them, like, we coming into the time of judgment. After a while, this gonna cost this brother more than he can pay.
Yep.
And he's going to be so sorry for it. Now, I'm not saying this brother is innocent. He could be a dope fiend, a drug dealer, anything. But whatever he is should not change how this brother approaches him. The scriptures tell you about that. You put one man with a gold ring on this side, you bring him up to the front. But he that don't have anything, James talked about it, you put him in the back. Like, you don't, like, if that was a white man on that porch, he would not. Of course. And he was itching to attack him. You saw how he was shaking it. Watch this. Like a rabid dog. like a rabid piece of garbage. Salaki, go ahead, Haas. I know you want to jump in.
Yeah, General, you know, I'm going to say this. A lot of times I bring out about my past in law enforcement.
Yeah.
And I bring up about the times where I had incidents where I could have discharged my firearm and, you know, and dealt with people like that there. And I always bring up about how people keep telling me, stop playing, man, pull the trigger. You know who was the main one saying that? Brothers. It wasn't all the oppressors that work with me. A lot of it was brothers telling me, stop playing with this cat in the street, man, pull the trigger, man, pull the trigger. That was brothers saying that.
Yeah.
Like I was going toe-to-toe with them and brothers. And I didn't feel the need to pull the trigger because I had been in classes by that time well within. And even before then, sometimes I knew that once you pull the trigger, or if you put your hand on somebody, it's serious. Like it ain't no joke. Like really ain't no coming back from it. Most cats gonna fight. If you're gonna do it, you gotta really have a good cause for it. This wasn't a good cause. Like you said, you know, de-escalation could have been done very easily. He could have done something similar to step in front of that man's way to block his path. He ain't had to grab him like that there. He let him go there because he wanted to put his hands on him. Like to let him go toward the house, meaning he let that happen, knowing he too close to the house. If the cat really want to get in the house, he could have just darted real quick and been in the house, right? He ain't going. He could have stepped in front of the man. He could have talked to the brother more. There's things you can do to de-escalate the situation to where you ain't got to put your hand on somebody in most cases. He wanted to put his hands on him. He wanted to. But that back and forth pacing, like that's a cat that, okay, I wouldn't work with. This kind of cat here, we would have a problem. Because I knew this dumb something gonna have me in front of somebody because he gonna do some stuff wrong and he gonna want me to back him up because you messed up and I ain't backing you up. You ain't put me on the line. Now, you can scratch that, baby. Listen, you gonna take care of what you gonna take care if you do it wrong. I would not work with that kind of man right there.
Well,
I would not.
If I could, Oz, what you're looking at is the future. What you're looking at right there is the future chief of police of Jackson, Mississippi. That's who he is right there. And he's clearly going to be detective sergeant of the IUIC of the Jackson, Mississippi Police Department. People just like him. And I would love for some investigative reporter to find out if Jesus Christ is his Lord and Savior. Because I can all but guarantee he went to church that Sunday.
Yep.
The Sunday after he beat this brother, I can all but guarantee he had a suit on and is in church and worshiping a loving God.
Yep.
A God who turns the other cheek.
Yep.
A God who doesn't believe in hate.
Yeah.
A God who loves. And then he leaves that church and beats up black people.
Yeah.
And there is no contradiction with his belief. Ask him what his religion is. You know he's a member of a black fraternity and or he's absolutely a Christian. And when I say Christian, I mean going to church Christian. I'm not talking about an Easter Sunday Christian.
Suit and tie.
I'm talking about suit and tie, gather the kids together and his wife and show up to church every Sunday. That is who that is. And I would love for someone to explain to me, why doesn't this conflict with you morally? To be a police officer who abuses people. And do you black cops think it's a fair fight? They're not fighting you because you're a cop.
Yep.
They're going in the house. They're resisting you grabbing them by their arms. What do you feel, tough? They're not trying to gouge out your eyes or bite off your nose or take your gun because you're a cop. They don't want to go to jail for assaulting a cop. What you think is a fight is actually someone that doesn't want you to break their arm. It doesn't want you to choke them. It's trying to find a way for you not to hurt them without hurting you because you're a cop. They're actually showing more restraint than you. They're actually showing more. The brother that you pinned down on the ground and put a knee in his back, when he twists and turns to get your knee off of him, he's not resisting arrest. He's not fighting you. He's trying to find a way to survive your attack without attacking you because you're a cop. Now ask your reverend, is that okay? Ask your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, who is a loving God, a God who doesn't hate, a God who loves all people no matter what they do. Ask your preacher if your job conflicts with that.
Yeah.
So like you, sir.
General, listen.
You're right. Give it up.
Yeah, right. You know, what you said is so heavy. As I look at this head, right, and I watch the cat's mannerisms, the cop and the older cat there, and I remember one time, this is one of the last arrests I made before the Lord had me go off that job I was on, right? I was at 46 in Market, right underneath the train station. The robbery occurred, robbery pointing gun, bang, bang, bang. I pull up, I see the cat fit the flash. He had everything, hands in his pocket. I see the gun in his pocket. And when I approached the young brother, Upon approaching him, I said, "This cat ain't no criminal or thug. Like, you know, cats that do stuff ain't gonna let you walk up on them. They're gonna take off." And I knew it. So I got to him. I was able to put my hand and jam his hand, but he couldn't grab his firearm. The other hand, and all I did was, and I knew I had everything over this cat. All I did was I picked him up, I put him on the hood of the car, and I laid on top of him. I ain't hit him. I ain't go at him. I ain't do nothing. I laid on top of him. I said 4-4 market, 4-6 market. That's all I can say. I laid on top of him so he couldn't move. That's all I did. You understand what I'm saying, sir? Now the average cats would have jumped him, tackled him, beat him down, hit him with the elbows and knees and sticks. He got a gun, and X, Y, Z. I had the gun jammed in his pocket with my hand and just lifted him up. I just slammed a little bit on the car, but I laid on top of him so he couldn't move. I ain't want to hurt the brother. And that was in my head. Commander GEN.YAHANNA, y'all understand what reverberating in my brain, like, Haas, they still your brothers. You got to take care of them, don't hurt them, but keep yourself safe. So I felt like I was safe. I jammed the gun in the pocket. He couldn't get to it. I knew he wasn't no fighter, no thug, so I put him in the car, lay on top of him. Like, sometimes in that job, you ain't got to be the alpha enforcer male like how this cat was. You know what I mean? He wanted that. And tell you how much of a coward this kind of cat is, too. That was an older guy.
Yeah.
That wasn't a young cat, his same size, same height, you know what I mean, same weight, that might have some strength on him. That was an older cat.
He wasn't yelling. He wasn't flailing his hands.
No.
He wasn't doing anything for you. You just want to, you know what I'm saying, attack him. And here's the messed up part. You're not doing it to the ones that's real criminals. Like, real criminals are skating around you like you're a clown. Real criminals is driving past you every minute. And I'm talking not just black ones, the white ones. White criminals is swooping around you every second, catching no hell, but some drug addict who's, you know, trying to get in his damn house in midst of all, and in front of his woman. You understand? In front of his own woman, you're going to humiliate him. He got to lead that woman. And you're going to humiliate him in front of his woman. Like, the Lord, man, is going to, you know, the Lord, like, that cat there should be afraid to go out to work every day. You know, like the fear of the Lord ain't strong enough on a lot of these cats. Because if I was that cat right there, I know I'm doing this like this, I'd be worried, well, what if the Lord decided to do it to me some kind of way? What if I run into the wrong situation? Like, what if he ain't with me? But you ain't got no conscience to fear the Lord. So, of course, he go out and do this. Can I get a couple quick comments and then we can do the Katt Williams?
Yes, sir.
Y'all hang with us for about, I know it's late, y'all. Give us about 10 more minutes. We're going to do the Katt Williams story. But I want to bring out Tony Davis's quote. He says, some black cops ask, am I supposed to give you slack because you slack? Am I supposed to give you slack? You are black. I'm assuming it's because you're black. And the answer, Tony, is yes. You damn right. Like, if you go when you go into a war zone, which is out every ghetto in America, you don't treat the victims of the war zone like you treat the combatant soldiers. You understand? That's what the Palestinians is protesting about all over the Gaza Strip. Like, the people who are not criminals, the people who are the victims of the, first of all, you got to identify the criminals. The problem is the propaganda got you thinking, not you, Tony, I'm talking in general. The propaganda got us thinking that we are the criminals. When the propaganda, when what should be happening is we should see who the real criminal is the man that has him on drugs and in that kind of poverty. If you see that, then you'll see him as a victim. If you see him as a victim, you damn right he should get some slack because he's black. You understand? And here's the thing. You, as a cop, you're supposed to know, are white people getting pulled over every day? And now, once again, I always talk from experience. Brother, I grew up in that Bronx, brother, and every damn day, it seemed like, cops was pulling me over every damn day.
Yeah.
And anybody to get harassed by cops after a while, listen, that's how you got somebody cursing you out every week on the internet. You harassed him as a kid, and now this is what you got. So my point being, if you do that to people and you see they in that condition, now you don't come behind it and act like this is first time to being pulled over and now you're going to challenge him. You know what I'm saying? And challenge his woman. Let's see. Like, you's a bitch ass nigga, man.
They take that badge, and you probably was a punk your whole life. You probably like real cats. They don't operate like that. Real dudes, they move when it's time to move. They don't move just to be moving. You know what I'm saying? They don't move just to abuse somebody. They don't have to, like you brought out in the beginning, they don't have to play tough guy on the outside while they got the badge on and then go home and be a bitch under his wife. You understand? And then go home and his wife smacking him up the head, throwing him out the damn house and abusing the hell out of him. So now you're going to abuse this brother and his wife. So to answer Tony's question, answer yes, Tony. Now, Moritz said this, time to remove qualified immunity ASAP. And you are absolutely right, brother. Give it up for that. I could, Asen Moritz, I hope I didn't mess up your name. Qualified immunity, for those of you that may not know, means that police officers under their duty with their badge, Haas could probably go more to this, that under their duty with their badge and at work, they have a certain amount of immunity when it comes to what they may have done to you. In other words, if they shoot you and can show that it was an accident, or if they can show that it was a misunderstanding of some sort, then they have immunity. That's why they always say, I thought he had a gun. I thought my life was in danger. Yep. The reason they say that is because all they have to believe is that their life is in danger. And if they kill you or harm you, they have immunity from it. The city might get sued, but that police officer himself, he goes home without a problem.
That is correct.
But if you remove qualified immunity, you understand, now that police officer, he gets, that grabbing on that brother's neck, that brother go to the emergency room, he get a lawyer, his lawyer show that he got injury. Now, guess what? His house get taken away from him. Yep. His paycheck get garnished. Yeah. And most of these cops, brother, if that qualified immunity go away, oh, they not messing with you no more, because they'll be only taking home $2 a week.
That's it.
They'll be taking home $2 a week because they know what the kind of madness that they're doing. So I just want to bring that out. It needs to be removed. Yeah. It gives them the ability to harm us. Go ahead.
Can I back you up? I'm sorry.
Please. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Just back you up with a point to just show you, of course. They found 215 bodies in Jackson, Mississippi. Where's the police chief of Jackson, Mississippi? That's him right there.
A black man.
Of course. You want to see the mayor? I'll tell you his name. The mayor of Jackson, Mississippi is Chiwoke Antar Lawumba. Chiwoke Antar Lawumba, equipped with purple shirt, along with the purple Christian shirt.
Please bring the Mukuka Kakung Kung up
Here's
there.
the mayor of Jackson, Mississippi, Chokowe Antar Lawumba Wakanda. Let's see him. 215 bodies they found in that city. Jackson, Mississippi might have had a black police chief for 40 years.
That's right.
You get my point.
That's
Here's
right.
the current one with his purple on. All right, the black police chief. And the magazine for the police chief, what was that magazine? The Christian, what is it called? The Christian Living.
Oh my God.
That's his Lord and Savior, sir.
Oh my God.
His Jesus, who is a loving God, not like our old mean God we have in the UPK, not like our mean judge. His God doesn't judge, sir, unless it's a cop strangling you to death.
Yes.
Otherwise, his God doesn't judge.
That's amazing.
Put the magazine up again. The
Please
Christian
put
Living.
the magazine. I'm flabbergasted. I'm blown
Mississippi
away.
Christian Living.
I am blown
I have got
away.
to go.
250. Give it up.
Shalakia.
215 bodies. Wait a minute. I just want to make sure I'm not bugging the F out.
Of course.
You telling me 215 bodies is in the backyard of this police station, and that's the police chief?
Yeah, that's him.
On a Christian magazine
That's
in
him.
uniform with the gun showing.
Sure.
That's real Christianity.
There
Listen,
you go.
that's the real Christianity right there. That's what it is, and it's why we destroy it.
In real Christianity,
I can't believe it.
God does not love the slave in real Christianity.
Yes.
That's just the truth.
That's right.
And it also lets you know that other people, he got that title and showing it on front of everybody, but he ain't the one running nothing. Because that was going on right behind underneath his nose for a while. And I guarantee at one point in time they knew, and he knew. They tried to keep it on the wraps, but it came out. You know what I mean? So now, really, who's running the show down there? It ain't him.
I wonder if he turned his back while it was going on. I wonder if that's why them other cops hate the people as well. because they just coming from the top down.
Like Commander Juliana is saying, black politicians are hired not to know things. They're not hired to know things. They hired to not know things and to keep you dancing.
Black Authentic Truth said the mark of the beast.
That's
you
it.
so right.
That's it.
Like that's the complete. He got the gun, he got the rank, the smile, and he got the cross on the magazine. That is the mark of the beast right there.
And so them cats working under him, chewing gum with a badge. How can we be racist? Our chief is black.
right.
Meanwhile, putting all them bodies in the damn field.
Oh man. Let's get Katt Williams before we can get out of here right quick. Is that what you were saying?
Katt Williams. Katt Williams revives beef with Cedric the Entertainer over allegedly stolen jokes.
Sir, I know you know this was all over the internet.
Yes, it
It
was.
was coming out the walls.
Yes, it was.
This week, Katt Williams, a famous comedian, but he, of course, is angry at the other comedians, which is very common in the comedian world for them to hate each other, especially when they compete with each other. The black comedians hate each other. The white comedians hate each other as well. They're all competing for, jobs and things like that. So he began to talk a lot about Hollywood and actors, famous actors, Kevin Hart, especially that Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer. And the gist of it is, of course, that they all compromised their manhood to get rich, and he, of course, would not compromise his manhood. I believe that's the story in a nutshell, unless somebody can tell me more, all right? That was it, sir. He said they steal his jokes and they wear dresses and they have sex with Puff Diddy and, in essence, they will be LGBT to get famous, and they all have done that according to him, and it resonated with a lot of people who, of course, have believed that for quite a long time, and that was that, and that was it, sir.
God.
Thumbia, what? I think you want to say something. Go ahead.
You was gonna say something?
I was gonna read a little more.
Go ahead.
I think.
Go ahead. You can read a couple lines right quick.
Come.
Get out of here. Go ahead.
Regardless of whatever Katt's opinion of my career can't be reduced to one joke Katt Williams claims as his. Cedric the Entertainer wrote, "I've been over 40 movies. My specials and brands speak volumes for I am."
So I might have this. If I could give you something, I think you prefer better. Yeah. Okay. The quicker for the time's sake is the response from Ricky Smiley.
That's what I was thinking about.
To this. That might be right where we live, because Ricky Smiley responded and cried like his mother died. I'm talking bawling, boo-hooing, crying, because this man talked about him on this thing. Ricky Smiley is, of course, made of the church pew and the tambourine.
Yes,
I think DNA. I think the tambourine. When you see his blood under a microscope, I think you hear
little tambourines in the
Look at his blood. Yeah. He's that churchy. Can you play Ricky Smiley crying? I know we ain't got it but a second, but I think this is, the problem. Yeah, okay, because this type of person is so successful here and has so much money, but this is not a man. This type of person is not very, he doesn't relish being masculine, of course. So.
Of course.
That was it,
man. And
if I could, as we getting it, even as we the cat name just now, we just talked about Cedric. Cedric did not deny that he was telling the truth. He said one joke don't define him. He didn't say he lying. I didn't take it. A lot of them are not denying what he's saying. They know that what he's saying is the truth.
Can I play this for you, sir?
Please.
This is right when it happens. He just talked about it on air. Please make sure everyone can hear it. Please, Marah.
Chips on the show. You see how I stop. Y'all done got me back. You watch this now, I might take it off. Not eating on this on the air no more.
Crying before he comes on the air. Did he say anything? To get your water? He just cried.
Oh, okay.
You doing okay? All right.
Yeah.
Can we give you, man?
Thank you. Thank you.
You sure? Okay.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Nash, and welcome.
You can pause.
Y'all gotta stop going to church.
I'm telling you.
That's all I can say.
Look, listen, you're right, but I'm gonna say this: every brother in the UPK should learn a hell of a lesson from what is taking place here with Katt Williams and them brothers. And the lesson that every brother in the UPK should learn is that this is the tool of Satan to destroy people. Like if just like Christ said, if you don't obey the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahushua, you will end up like them. They're that way because they don't have a judge over them. They don't have, like Katt Williams is supposed to go to a black leader that is designated as a judge, aka the ISUPK. And he's supposed to come in here and he's supposed to go through say, I got aught against Cedric the Entertainer. And then Cedric got to come in and is found out that he did him wrong and he took his joke. Cedric the Entertainer got to get fined. The matter got to be put away and now never be discussed in public anymore. Because the matter was resolved among brothers, and now you don't have to hate each other. But it's so much better. Like, remember now, all of them are comedians. All of them are millionaires. But meanwhile, nobody is upset at the slave master that's making them fight for every job. Like Katt Williams almost lost his career because they chose Kevin Hart. You understand? Other comedians, David Chappelle almost lost his career because they chose Kevin Hart. Now, none of them would have lost their career or even been threatened by it if this slave master over them wasn't picking and choosing which slave he's going to make great and which slave he's going to make small. And how you fight that oppressor is you fight him by having a brotherhood that's outside of him. You don't fight him by coming out and trash. And even though a brother might do you wrong and it make you mad as hell and you be burning inside and you want to deal with this cat the way we've been raised to deal with him in these streets and in other kind of ways. But you don't never want to move on a brother like that because you are under orders under Christ.
That's right.
And you got to now turn around and go through the proper channel. That's why you want to keep division out of a school and out of a camp and out of black people. All you got to do is follow what Christ said. You go to that man, he does not hear you, you take him to counsel. The counsel is done. If for some reason you feel you didn't get justice with that counsel, you appeal that to me.
That's right.
Once you do that, then whatever judgment come down, that's your judgment, and you live with that judgment. You live with it after that. And guess what? You put away evil outside of our camps. But they can't do that because they in the world. And they, even though they be loved by black people and all that, they don't even know how to lead themselves. They don't have no leadership. That's why Katt Williams got to do it. And in many cases, brother, Esau is the one creating the division because Esau he'll say to two rappers, like he'll go to Cardi B and he'll go to Nicki Minaj and he'll say, listen, y'all numbers is slipping. Y'all not getting as much sales. You need to say something about Nicki Minaj. Absolutely. Or Nicki Minaj, you need to say something about, you need to stir up some controversy because of course, based on this controversy, the internet's going crazy.
Yes.
Which means they popular again. You understand? At the end of the day, they're popular again, but guess what? At the end of the day, you being trained to hate your brother.
That's right.
You being trained on how you deal with issues with your brother. You being trained to do that. When instead, you should be being trained to not go there. You should be being trained to deal with the right judgment. This is a lack of leadership, a lack of brotherhood, a lack of how to handle judgment between brothers in a situation. And once again, it's a shameful distraction. And here's why it's doubly shame. There's a double sadness to it. Just to give you a caveat. The world is at war.
Yeah.
The whole goddamn world is at war. But now you, like a child, the slave master just turned on your favorite cartoon. You know how your kids playing and you need something for them to do? You go and turn on Peppa Pig or one of them. My nieces be. They all be playing with them kids. You know, Blue's Clues.
There you go.
You go turn that on the TV so them kids sit down and calm down. And then you can go cook dinner.
Yeah.
Or you can, pay them bills online. And they distracted. That's what this is. This is your slave master giving you your favorite cartoon, which is hating your brother who's right next to you. He's going to give you that cartoon, and you're going to listen to it and be totally engulfed in it. And then he gets to go do what he wants to do. As the real parent, he go bomb other country, steal their resources, take over their land, starve you, come up with a scheme to destroy you. And brother, it is horrible. You know what I mean? Katt Williams was, according to the tape, Katt Williams is dead right that he did steal his joke. And fine. So what? He stole his joke. He owe you some money now. Right? I mean, right or wrong? Yeah. They millionaires. Hand the man, he said he'd been in 40 movies. He millionaires. Yeah. Hand the man 100,000, bro. And then keep it quiet. Like the scripture said, give it to me. Because the scripture, in that scripture, is say, thou have gained thy brother. That's right. But give me the one also, I don't know if you got this one, the one where it says, this is a rare one, where it says, thus thou hast put away the shame in Israel, or something, I'm paraphrasing. Thus how thou hast put away the evil in Israel, something like that. Tell me if you find it. Read this in the meantime. And let me just pepper this. And this is the only reason I'm willing to go over on this show tonight, because usually I try not to. But this is one of what I'm saying to you tonight, in the spirit of the Lord, for every brother and sister that's out there. This is probably, if not the most important point that Christ delivered us to make. Even the 12 that he chose, they was beefing. The 12, now he told the 12, I'm going to give you power from on high. You're going to raise up the 12 tribes. I'm going to give you 12 crowns in the kingdom of heaven. All of that. What did the 12, what was they doing? Fighting with each other. And fighting over what? Who going to be the best? I'm better than you. You better than me. I'm the highest. Like all that Christ put in front of them, they wanted to fight over who was going to be the greatest. And it is why Christ had to come back and said, he that is greatest among you, let him be the least.
That's right.
And unless you become like a little child, you will not enter into heaven. I cannot express this enough. I'm telling you from experience. I'm telling you as a seasoned man of the Most High. This right here is what destroys brotherhood and camps and will wipe out. You want to know what could wipe us out? Esau can't wipe us out. That's why you go out there and do this job. Let me worry about Esau. I know Esau be swimming around. Listen, I'm going to be the paranoid one for everybody. You ain't got nothing to worry about. I'll be the paranoid one. You just go do the Lord's work. I'll be the one watching and making rules and all that because of his ass. You don't worry about that. But here's what you do worry about. You worry about making sure that this brotherhood does not get breached. Because an evil force on either Katt Williams or Cedric the Entertainer does not want them both to be pulled into a room and say, yo, we got to fix this. And they don't want it in quiet. Like Katt Williams don't want this in the quiet. He want to trash Salaki. He want to trash Cedric the Entertainer so that it raises him up. Like he bring them down so it raise him up. You see what I'm saying? That brother, you got to fight that with everything you have. It'll wipe the whole nation out. And Esau wanted too.
God. Because ain't nobody talking about how your president used to hang with a pedophile and go get children with
flying
Epstein,
on his plane.
You know what I'm saying? And he might have not committed suicide, of course, which none of us believe. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like ain't nobody looking at that. You know what I mean? And while you doing this, you so distracted with your favorite cartoon. Go ahead, I'll read it for him.
Come on.
You right, General Salaki. Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 18, verse 15. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother.
Right. If he hear you, you gained your brother, which is what you should be trying to do. Like Cedric the Entertainer crossed it, used his joke. Instead of hating Cedric the Entertainer, what he should have been doing is trying to gain Cedric the Entertainer. Like, you're supposed to be trying to bring Brotherhood together, not trying to create an enemy. You understand? And by him going to Cedric and them handling it quietly, he would have gained his. Yep. Cedric wouldn't have been humiliated. He wouldn't have had an open enemy. You understand? They would be good to go. But of course, with this, now it's open. Now they can hate each other forever. Now they can both never go to the same party, both have problems with shows, all of that, just for more ratings to get more money for the Edomites when you already millionaires. Read on. You got more? Close that in.
Come on. That's pretty good. Yes, but if he will not hear thee, then take with thee one or two more, that in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses every word may be established.
Right. You bring it into a council, and now let's let every word be established so we can find out what's right and wrong. We act like, let me tell you what's wrong with us. While Esau thrive over us, we act like any wrong to us means I can now destroy my brother.
That's right.
And brother, that is not true. And that's our problem. Like you got to change your mentality about somebody doing you a wrong. You understand? Because guess what? You're not doing that to Esau.
Yep.
You don't even realize you only angry to the point of madness at the brother that do you the wrong. You ain't angry about that against the Chinese. You ain't angry about that against the white man. You ain't angry about that against the African. You angry about that only against the brother. That's your brother. That you absolutely are intolerable about. Yep. And brother, that's where the problem is. And if you do that, brother, you're going to keep demons out of the school. You're going to keep enemies from creeping them, because that's what an enemy would do. Like if Esau sent an agent in the school, they call them provocateurs. I mean, the words say it for itself. Yes, last point. Like they'll send an agent in the school, and then the agent will be whispering in your ear to get you to turn against another brother. And if you dumb and stupid and don't follow this protocol, guess what? You're going to listen to that brother. And he's going to make you hate that brother. And then the minute an incident comes up that gives you warrant to hate that brother, you're going to go ballistic, because he been in your ear lying to you the whole goddamn time. Well, that's what's happening to them. Only difference is it's a Edomite doing it. The Edomite is in it. Do you see Cedric the Entertainer stealing your lines? Do you see them this and this and that? You see the money you losing? And of course, he ain't going to Cedric. And he ain't got a mediator that makes Cedric have to come to him. And so what happens? This, and more cartoons for the babies. That's it. More cartoons for your little simple spirit. Brother, this is a very, very important lesson that everybody in the UPK learn. Them comedians are supposed to be together. Where's the Black Comedian Awards show? It ain't none. You know why it ain't none? Because Esau knows that out of all actors and actresses, comedians have the most influence over the people. Comedians carry the message to the people more than an actor. Actor, you see him reading lines on the big screen, but a comedian can write what he says to the audience. So his words are more powerful when it comes to influencing the people. So he don't want them unified. He don't want to know. Imagine an award show with all of them together. Every one of them, the damn place, they'll bust the theater out. Imagine all of them coming up like they turn out arenas by themselves. Imagine all of them together. Like, where was the big comedian memorial for Bernie Mac when he died? Where was it at? Where was they all stepping in? Katt, Martin Lawrence, Katt Williams, David Chappelle, all of them niggas would have shot you to get a ticket. It'd have been shootouts in it, but what happened? Well, the cat said the tickets was 2,000, niggas just started shooting. It'd have been crazy, because everybody would have loved to come in and imagine how much positive message they could have had. But instead, we got another cartoon. Salaki, Jim.
I was going to just tell you, the president of the Ukraine is a comedian. That's how they found him. He's a former comedian.
He's a former comedian.
Yeah,
He's
got popular from speaking for the people in Ukraine, and he's president of the Ukraine right now.
And the Ukrainians chose him.
Yes, he did.
You know
Yes,
what I
they
mean?
did.
Like, could you imagine us once again? But you ain't gonna see it until we get our head together, man.
That's right.
And that's why the UPK is so important. And that's why, despite how much they hate us, we have such an amazing blueprint on what it is that we can do to help ourselves. I ain't gonna run on with it. Listen, Tawada for joining us, man. Tawada for going over the time with us, man. I want to thank the heavy hitters in the building with me. General Muhammad, General Mayat, General Hazayan, Officer Marah, Officer Mathumya, holding it down, Officer Ibad, and they whole crew. Join us. Oh, big shout out to Napataza, Thabawan doing the writing. Big shout out to Shak Mayan and everybody that makes this show possible, man. See y'all next time, every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, 9 p.m. Pay your tithes, man. Support the truth. I'll see y'all next time. Shalom.
Yeah.
Hey, Shalom Christ, what's going on? We here at the hotel takeover for the Lord's 55th annual Passover. Understand? We out here lounging out here, just showing you the possibility of what we have to offer in Durham, North Carolina for this Passover. Right now, we at a full-fledged bar, you know what I mean? In the midst of this wonderful, great lounge area, you know what I mean? Where the Jones could be out here just taking in all the festivities that's going on. Also, look up here, we had the ballrooms and the mall area. You understand? 3 levels of the site. You know what I mean? We also have a den area over here. We can watch the game and watch Tyson Fury get knocked the F out by Wilder. If part 4, and I'm gonna mess with you. He going against some cat named Francis, some Cameroonian Hamite. So we ain't got no dog in the race. Yeah. We also have a nice restaurant over here called, what is it? The Gusto. Mucho Gusto. You know what I mean? And much, much more. We also have a fabulous courtyard. Yeah. Pool area. Why don't you show that too, man? Anybody want to get that dip on? We got to go over there and look to the other side. Yeah. My man Thabawan got something.
Hey, shalom, Lord of Christ. Hey, man, you see the vibes, you see what's going on, man. You know, this year, it's all about family. It's all about family. I mean, we've always been about family in I.S.U.P.K, but we wanted to make sure to, you know what I'm saying, some of the things we went through over the past couple of years, we want to just tighten it up and get it even better, man. We want all of our brothers and sisters under one roof. All of our brothers and sisters within earshot of each other, man. Could you imagine that? It's almost like a piece of the kingdom, where it's our world, it's ours. You know what I'm saying? It's our. Something belongs to us. You know what I mean? Let me show you something real quick, if you could. Follow me, bro. Let me show you this. See again, that's my what we said, man. Excellent little restaurant over here, man. Beautiful scenery. Look at this. See this? Lounge area. Like the brother said, you can watch the game. But this is what I really like. Come on, man. You trying to take it? Everybody arguing about whether you're gonna go to the Cheesecake Factory, whether you're gonna go to the Cheesecake Factory. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying, the woman, she want to go to Mr. Child's, even though you can't afford it, but you don't got to worry about that. Why? Because guess what? You about to go right here. You know what I'm saying? One West Bistro. That's where you're gonna go. You're gonna go right here, man. Set up a table, man. You and your ribs sit down, man. Have a nice little candle lit joint. You know what I mean? Right. And that's what it's all about. It's all about family. It's all about coming together, man. So we want to see everybody that can make it come to the 55th annual Passover. Man, remember, pay them Passover fees. Make sure you get your hotels locked in. Get your rooms locked in and all of that. That's what it's all about, man. So hope to see you again. Officer Thabawan signing out. I.S.U.P.K 55th annual. Shalom.